On a beautiful Wednesday in St. Louis, it's time for Cardinals baseball. We wrap up our three-game series with the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks and hopefully get out of town with a win in the series wrap-up. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Brad Thompson. Great comeback for the Cardinals last night, but, Brad, they fell one run short. But it is encouraging to see the improvement at the plate for Wilson Contreras, who had a big night last night.
You knew it was going to come. You knew it was going to happen, and we saw it last night. Your Indeed player resume. How about Wilson Contreras? His first 2 home runs of the season. He went deep to left. He went opposite field to right, and look what he has done here at Busch Stadium.
Many around Major League Baseball are wondering how Paul Goldschmidt could improve on an MVP season, Brad. If the early weeks in April are any indication, he's doing that right now.
Sometimes you see it, the MVP hangover. No hangover here, 2023. So far, so good. The OPS better. The walks, he's drawing a ton of them. He's not striking out, and he is barreling a little bit of everything.
So that's a positive sign for the Cardinals at the plate. A positive sign out of the bullpen last night. Jordan Hicks, a scoreless frame. When we come back, Jim Evans, Alexa Dat will break that down for you as we continue with the Cardinals and Diamondbacks at Busch today.
Cardinals and Diamondbacks. The Cards look to avoid the sweep today before they head out on the road. Alexa Dat and Jim Edmonds back here in our Valley Sports studios, getting you set for this one. And before we talk about some of the highlights that we saw last night, and the biggest one, I think, was Jordan Hicks, right? I mean, having him back in the form that I think that everyone expects him to be in, because he does have that extreme velocity. Really nice. 3 strikeouts.
Well, I feel like he just went out there and said, screw it, I'm just going to throw it everything I got. And, you know, that's kind of what you expect. And I think he was so concerned with making pitches and getting ahead that he just kind of lost that fire. And last night, holy cow, it was back, and it was back big time.
Good to see. History was also made last night in a different ballpark at Chavez Ravine. Clayton Kershaw joining the 200-win club. We'll have that and more when we come back here on Valley Sports.
The way the Cardinals intended. They're 7-11 on the year, but Ali Marmol believes that positive signs are here and better results are soon to follow.
You're sitting there, I believe it was like the 7th inning or so prior to us scoring that run, and Goldie comes up and he's like, hey, this is frustrating, but it's bound to turn at some point. And that's how our clubhouse feels. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. No one's happy about it, but at some point it will turn, and our clubhouse is very optimistic as to that happening sooner than later. Part of it is it's just happening at the beginning of the year, so there's a lot of excitement as to starting the season and getting going. We had a good spring, and we got all our guys back from the WBC, so you're excited to get going, and you have this start, and it's frustrating for everybody. But from just overall vibe in the clubhouse, Goldie's comment is pretty much how everybody feels. Everyone's still loose and knowing that this is going to turn. There's too many good players in that clubhouse for it not to.
The Cardinals have never been swept by the Diamondbacks in St. Louis. Jake Woodford will try to continue that trend as the Redbirds and Diamondbacks wrap up Game 3 on a beautiful day in St. Louis next. By BJC Healthcare, you deserve extraordinary care. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Hopefully the mystical waters of the mighty Mississippi will work their magic today as the Cardinals face the Diamondbacks, Brad, in Game 3 of our 3-game series. Beautiful day, 78 degrees as Jake Woodford turns her loose, and 1 pitch on the ground to second, and the flip to first in time by Taylor Motter. And Rojas is retired for out #1.
Well, that'll play right there for Jake Woodford. Good command of his fastball. See the numbers in 3 starts so far this season. Elevated ERA. Chip last time out, though, really turned a corner against the Pirates. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Woodford. That sinker that you saw to get that first out. He'll use that a lot. The sweeping slider, curve change. He looked a lot better in his last outing.
Ketel Marte, the hitter, and takes downstairs. We've got a star-studded gathering here. Whitey Herzog is at the game today in one of the suites at Busch Stadium. Always great to see Cardinal Hall of Famer Whitey Herzog at the ballpark, and doesn't surprise us, he's having a hot dog.
As it should be. Great to see Whitey. Always so much fun to talk baseball with Whitey Herzog. He watches every game.
And here's a look at the Arizona lineup. The Diamondbacks have a 2-game lead out west. They're young, they're athletic, and they've been stroking extra base hits in this series, 9 of them head-to-head in 2 games against the Cardinals. Got to change that as Marte ahead in the count. And further so here, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Chip, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'll be honest, I'm kind of sick of them already, these Diamondbacks. They've been a real pain in the butt. Torey Lovello's team, they're scrappy, they're young. It's a good group.
Little tapper over the mound. Tough play. Bare hand throw to first is wide, and that bounces into the dugout. So an infield hit for Marte. He'll get second on the overthrow. And once again, Brad, the Diamondbacks have a runner in scoring position in the top of the first.
Yeah, they got a guy on, but look, if that's where Woodford is going to live, if he's going to live on the ground, weak contact with the sinker, he's going to be just fine.
So look at the Cardinals defense. You've seen Motter at second, Edman at short. The defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Good to have Nolan Arenado back in the lineup. He had the day off last night. O'Neill Carlson and Jordan Walker back in right for the Redbirds today. Here's Corbin Carroll. Terrific young player for the Diamondbacks. 38 days of service time or thereabouts, and signed to a $111 million contract.
That's a good gig if you can get it. We've seen it, though. You've already seen it so far in his young career, and you're not going to give a contract out to a guy like that unless they believe in what the future looks like. He shows off the power, the speed, the range in the outfield.
Marte dancing around at second. 1 on, 1 out. And a swing and a miss. Carroll, one of the fastest base runners in the big leagues. So you want to keep him under control if you can. He was hitless in his lone start in the series, but he did score a run in the 5-run 7th for the Diamondbacks here on Monday. Pitch, pop foul back off the knuckles, still a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, in that inning, he drew his first walk of his major league career. You see, he's up there to swing. You look at that pitch, elevated it up by his hands. He's not up there trying to draw walks.
Pitch number 11 for Woodford coming up. And he missed down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals rotation this 3rd time through has been a lot more effective. Still room to grow for that group. Woodford starts play today with a 5.65 ERA for the Cardinals. And on the ground to first, better hurry, race to the bag. It's going to be close, but Carroll's retired for out number 2. So Marte at third. Christian Walker is your hitter. What are the Toyota keys to the game for the Redbirds today?
Well, for the Cardinals, just put it all together. Chip, it's been such a crazy season for Ollie Marmol's club. We've seen the team hit and not pitch and not hit, do both and not play defense. Put it all together here in this 3rd game of the series against the Diamondbacks.
One way to do that is get out of the 1st inning with a 0. As Christian Walker digs in, Walker a couple of hits and takes a strike, says Junior Valentine. He's got the Pentagon today. 10 RBIs for Walker. One of them came here last night. Something else I think the Cardinals have to avoid with this club, the big inning. That's really cost St. Louis in games 1 and 2.
Just felt like the last couple of games things were cruising along just fine. It was a 6-run 4th inning yesterday. It was the big 7th inning the game before. Especially game 1 of this series. I mean, didn't that feel like Merrill Kelly, Jack Flaherty had pitcher's duel written all over it and then just went off the rails?
Yeah, Marte's homer in the 7th started a big inning, and then the Pavin Smith grand slam was the coup de grace. As Arizona won 6-3. This one popped up. Center of the diamond. And Woodford's going to get out of the first inning as Arizona strands Marte at third. Good start for Jake. Here come the Cardinal bats against Madison Bumgarner. Shin abrasion. So Tommy Edman will lead off the starting nine for the Cardinals. Dylan Carlson in center. Goldie Arenado and the suddenly hot Wilson Contreras in the heart of the order. And one of the game's best left-handers, especially in postseason play, has been Madison Bumgarner. Rough start for Madison, though, this year with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it really has been. 3 starts so far this year. ERA almost approaching 8. And how about that walks? 11 walks in 13 innings pitched for Mad Bum.
One of the game's great competitors. And with that in mind, Brad, what's his Hyundai pitch arsenal?
Uses the cutter a lot. That's his main go-to pitch. He just started Tommy off with the 4-seam, but it's going to be cutter, 4-seam, curve, and change. He uses that cutter to get in on a lot of these right-handed batters.
There's a line drive into left off the bat of Tommy Edman. Big turnaround first. He's on his way to second. And the Cardinals have an extra base hit to start the home first.
Boy, the Cardinals needed this. They need it early. They need offense often. And Tommy Edman gets a changeup. It's down in the zone, but catches just a little bit too much of the plate. Tommy able to get down there and get it and take it down the line.
Again, one of the signs that the Cardinals feel is a positive is they are getting, Brad, a lot of scoring opportunities. Unfortunately, they haven't cashed a lot of them in. Maybe that can change here.
Well, so far on the series, 3 for 14 in this spot with runners in scoring position. To your point, the homestand, not great. 13 for 61. That's a .213 average. Starts today.
And Dylan Carlson is ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Bumgarner lost his last outing against the Marlins. 5 earned runs in 5 innings. And the Cardinals have been a longtime nemesis for him. 5-7, a 5.46 ERA. That's the highest earned run average allowed by Bumgarner of any National League team. So let's see if that continues. Good chance here in the home first. Took a shot at right. It's 2-2.
Well, we've seen this lineup a lot the last couple of years. The top 2 with Edman and Dylan Carlson, a pair of switch hitters who are both better against left-handed pitching off the top. So far, so good. Let's see what DC's got in store.
Got to get this man to third. And took outside, full count. Bumgarner's pitching him away. Walker is about 20 feet off the first base line. So maybe Dylan can guide one between the first baseman and the bag here with a full count pitch. High fly ball, left center field. That ball is deep. That ball's going to get down. Edman had to hold up. He's rounding third. Here he comes. The throw to the plate is way late. And the Cardinals with back-to-back doubles strike in the first.
Well, the 1-2 punch of the couple of switch hitters getting it done, trading places with doubles. Tommy Edman was on the changeup. This time a center cut cutter from Madison Bumgarner. That Dylan Carlson, that short stroke from the right side, drives it into the gap.
So Carlson with his second RBI. Remember last night he snapped an 0 for 16. So another Redbird bat that's beginning to heat up here in mid-April. And now Paul Goldschmidt, who obviously saw Bumgarner a lot while both were in the Western Division. 76 at-bats for Goldschmidt against Madison Bumgarner. 26 hits, 4 of them home runs. It's 0-2.
The combination of he and Nolan Arenado have had a lot of success there against Mad Bum. 7 home runs combined between the two of them.
Two strikes for Goldie. Let's see if he can get Carlson over. The pitch. He shot that one down the right field line. Man, that's what you love about an MVP caliber player. He's not just chasing numbers, Brad. He's trying to play the game the right way.
We've seen it so many times this year of him on a pitch, even on the inner half, when we're in a situation like this. Just try to drive the ball, a wide open right side. He'll shoot a ground ball through it. There is nothing selfish about the game of Paul Goldschmidt.
Not only will you see Bumgarner pitch, you will hear Bumgarner pitch. This man grunts with every labored delivery to the plate. And he got the call that time. Goldie's rung up, and there's the first out. Goldschmidt with a subtle parting shot at Junior Valentine, who rings him up. And here's the rest of the Arizona defensive lineup presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. They can go get it in the outfield.
They definitely can. You saw the speed. Carroll there on the foul ball from Goldschmidt. Thomas in center. Left to right in the infield. Rojas, Perdomo, Marte, Walker, and Herrera getting the call behind the plate today.
Day off for Arenado yesterday. Nolan comes in at 310, 13 RBIs. As Brad mentioned, 3 career homers against Madison Bumgarner.
I think that there might be a little bit of chirping coming from the Cardinal dugout, and home plate umpire Junior Valentine saying, hey, the pitch was a strike. He's wrong, but you know, he's convicted. We'll give him that.
Switch to decaf, dude. The pitch outside.
I can't tell anybody that, Chip.
Junior and Paul Goldschmidt.
I don't think it was Paul chirping at him, is my guess. Paul doesn't do that too much.
He has a designated chirper.
He could be. Could be the manager.
3-0 count. And that's ball 4. And the inning continues, first and second, with one man out. Wilson Contreras is coming up. The way baseball's going, we're going to have designated runners. We'll have designated chirpers. We're going to have designated everything. Yeah. Maybe designated automated strike zones coming too.
I mean, they basically said that that one is on the horizon. The idea of the designated runner, that is coming to the Atlantic League this season.
Runners go. Pitch is a strike. Throw to second. Skips into center. And the Cardinals will steal a second run. It's 2-0.
Jose Herrera comes up throwing to second base, tries to get Nolan Arenado, and look, this is where being aggressive on the base pass, you push things. You push the defense, make them make a play. Diamondbacks can't make this one, and the Cardinals get another one.
A double steal and an E2. It's 2-0. And now Contreras with an RBI chance, down a strike. He took a shot at right. And you know, Whitey Herzog loves the running Redbirds.
He might have given the sign from up there. Just go. Just move them. Everybody knows. Got to listen to Whitey.
0-2 pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Man, good to see Contreras doing his thing. 6 hits in his last 13 at bats. He's been awfully destructive here at Busch Stadium. And when the Cardinals take their talents to Seattle for Game 1 against the Mariners on Friday, hopefully that trend will continue.
Yeah, well, you knew the bat that the Cardinals were getting in Contreras. He's shown it throughout his entire career, and it was the hot start too. First game against the Blue Jays, had a couple of hits. Came back that Sunday, had a couple more hits, and just had a little bit of a lull, but looks like he is seeing the ball well and really shooting it all over the ballpark.
Yank, fair ball down the left field line. Here comes Arenado to score. Contreras on his way to second. Throw off target. It's 3-0.
The Cardinals are jumping all over Madison Bumgarner. Another cutter tries to go down and in. Contreras drives it down the line. Another hard hit baseball. Keeps it fair. Rojas wanted that thing foul. It wasn't to be true and grinded it out.
It's the home plate umpire's call until the ball gets to the third base bag. I'm guessing that's what Lovullo's questioning, because Rojas was signaling foul. Third base umpire Quinn Wolcott said fair ball, and the Cardinals have scored 3 on 3 first inning doubles. You umpire with us.
Look, I don't have to see a chip. It was a fair ball. Oh, catches the corner right there, it appears.
So here's Tyler O'Neill, a little squibber, and Bumgarner will backflip to first in time. Runner to third, and 2-man out. So Contreras' good work continues. He's 90 feet away, and here's Jordan Walker. You want a big league education? You're 20 years old and you're facing Madison Bumgarner.
Well, I think that Madison Bumgarner, with the stuff that he throws, I feel like this profiles potentially pretty well for Jordan Walker. He likes that cutter. Maybe goes in. Could end up being a pitch. That was the bigger breaking ball there, but I think anything on the inner half to Jordan Walker got a chance to be hit pretty darn hard.
Day off for Jordan yesterday. What do you think he tried to accomplish here?
I think that, first of all, you just give him a breather. He had been going through a little bit of a slow patch.
On the ground to short, and the peg to first by Perdomo is in time. 3 doubles early is never a bad idea. The Cardinals cash those in. It's 3-0 St. Louis after 1.
Three-zip Cardinals at Busch Stadium. Wilson Contreras is fire right now. Ollie Marmol told me he knew Wilson was about to surge. He told me when he's using the middle of the field or staying on the ball, that's when you know he's about to do some serious damage. He's there now, and it makes our lineup that much more dangerous. Chip Wilson pulled that last ball, but he's been crushing it all over the place.
Nothing better than being line to line, Jimmy, and that's what Contreras is right now, with an extra base hit in 4 straight games for the Cardinals. And now, how nice is this? A Cardinals starter goes to the second inning with a multi-run lead.
Well, and how big would it be for Jake Woodford here to have a quick inning? Pound that sinker at the bottom of the zone, get some more ground balls.
Chopper up the middle. No problem at the bag for Motter. And as you said, ground ball outs are coming at a premium for Woodford. 1 up and 1 man down. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Busch Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Well, one of the biggest differences for Jake Woodford last time out against the Pirates is how he located his fastball, specifically down in the zone. We're seeing it early here.
What was the phrase Dave Duncan used to tell you guys?
I said, never seen a ground ball get out of the park. You want to limit the home runs. That's a good way to do it.
3 outs on the ground so far for Woodford, as that's off the plate for Pavin Smith, who's had a memorable trip to St. Louis. A grand slam here on Monday, his first homer of the year. 3-0 Cardinals, 3 doubles in the first inning. And off the plate, ball 2. Arizona heads home after the game. They've got a 4-game date with the Padres next. We head to Seattle and start a long road trip. Seattle, San Fran, and the Dodgers up next for the Cardinals. A little
Burke,
back.
they've been tested, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been a rough schedule, and in a stretch of 16 straight games against teams that play out west, as that's just high. The Birds are back home on May 2nd. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani come to town for a 3-game set with the Angels. The Tigers are in after that. And downstairs, ball 4. That's the second Arizona base runner, Pavin Smith, a 1-out walk. And Alek Thomas coming up. He's hitless in the series.
Well, you have to think next homestand, a lot of people flock here to see Trout and Shohei Ohtani. That's something that I know that maybe a lot of traditional baseball fans don't love it. I'm a huge fan of the new way they're doing the schedule. We get to see all the stars of the game.
It's an NBA styled schedule. You see every team at least once in an alternating years. You're in the ballpark. 1 strike to Alek Thomas with Smith a short lead at first. 3-0 Cardinals. And a beauty. Seattle off to a slow start. They're 8-10. The Giants 5-11. And the Dodgers looking up at Arizona in the NL West. LA 9-9. High fly ball toward right center. Walker on the run, still going, track, wall, and look at that ball backspin out of here. Alek Thomas has hit his first home run, and the Cardinal lead now 3-2.
Well, you're sitting there in an 0-2 count. That pitch has to have a true purpose. The purpose of that pitch has got to be able to get him off of the next one, right? It's got to be up higher or in further, but it ends up being belt high middle. And Thomas takes it out of the ballpark to cut right into the Cardinal lead. That's his strength. His strength is up in.
So new life for Arizona. Geraldo Perdomo is the batter. 2 out hits, 2 strike hits. Man, they're killers. And it is a breezy day at Busch. That one had some backspin and just kept on carrying out toward the right center bleachers. One and 2 for Perdomo, who batted below 200 last year and played nearly 150 games. His offensive game has been much improved, as this one's squibbed. Going to be a close play, and the peg at first, and it pulled Goldie off the bag.
A really difficult play right there. You know that if Goldie's not going to be able to stay on the bag on this one, I don't think there's a first baseman in the league. Boy, that was pretty close. Tough from that angle to see exactly where the toe was.
I think the Cardinals are going to challenge this.
Oh, he's got him.
And is Goldie all right? Did he tweak something trying to stretch out and make that play at first?
He's telling Ollie and Adam Olson, the head trainer, that he's all right. Goldie has an incredible ability to just stretch himself out and make it happen, and right there, just enough, it appeared.
Like Goldie got a little crossed up with his footwork at the first base bag. He had his left foot on the pillow rather than the right, and maybe that's why he felt a tweak. The Cardinals do challenge the play, and the call is overturned. He did hold the bag, and so Woodford gets a break. That's out number 2 in the inning. Jose Herrera, the catcher today for Arizona. Now a 3-2 game. Base is empty. And there are not many things more valuable in the major leagues than a catcher who can switch hit. This man can. He's hitting .235 with a couple of RBIs. On the ground to second, sharply hit. But Mater is there and makes the play. A 2-strike mistake gives Arizona its first 2 runs. It's 3-2. Madison Bumgarner, here's a closer look. Our Bounty Quick Stats.
Crazy what Madison Bumgarner has done. There are fan bases, probably the Royals, that are terrified when they see this man step out there. A 2.11 ERA in the postseason. How about his ERA in just the World Series alone? Sitting there at a .25 ERA. Crazy. 36 innings and a .25 ERA in the World Series.
3 shutouts postseason. Second most all time. Christy Mathewson had 4 of them in the early 1900s as this ball is whacked by Taylor Mater past short, and he's aboard with a leadoff single. The others with 3 shutouts in modern days: Josh Beckett, the chairman of the board Whitey Ford, and Mordecai Three Finger Brown, who always, Brad, gave you 60%.
Wow. Wow. Pretty good company.
Here's Andrew Kisner. Cardinals trying to get those 2 runs back. Bumgarner's been slow to start for Arizona, Brad. Most of the damage against him has come in the first inning. Let's see if the Cardinals can add to that here in the second.
Well, a guy like Madison Bumgarner, you don't want to give him the time to get into his game, get his rhythm. Once he does, he's going to be tough.
We were talking before the game about how great he had been with the San Francisco Giants, quite obviously. Since coming to Arizona, a much hitter-friendlier park, things for Bumgarner have not gone as well as he or the Diamondbacks would have liked. As this one lifted toward right, Corbin Carroll is in, and he will make the play. There's out number 1. Back to the top of the order. Tommy Evans started the day with a double, and he is today's Kia player profile.
Well, you look at the numbers. Tommy against the lefties. Boy, he is getting it done now. 8 for 11 total now with the first hit off of him. Look, Tommy from this side of the plate, he is really, really tough. We saw it early with the double. Keep it rolling.
Can't imagine how hard it is to keep a swing on time from one side of the plate, much less 2. But it is a stark difference for Edman, right-handed versus lefty. He's got the whole right side to play with here, with Mater at first, and that one whistled past Pop Warner, foul. 0-2 the count.
Nothing will wake you up on a day game like one of those screaming by you over there at third base. You know, Pop's agile, though. I like a big, tall cat. He'll be fine. Look at him, ready to pounce.
Kind of like Jim Hayes. 2 strikes. And way upstairs.
But agile.
And tall.
And ready to pounce, you know.
Oh, Pop's a busy man today. Cardinals got 3 in the first, looking for more here in a 3-2 game. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bumgarner chasing some history today. He needs 6 strikeouts to tie Fernando Valenzuela on the all-time strikeout list. Bumgarner over 2,000 Ks for his career. And out of play, foul.
Yeah, he's one of those guys too. When you look at the body of work, it's been an incredible career for him. But you do wonder, you know, whenever he is done playing and the vote comes up for the Hall of Fame. I mean, we showed you the numbers, showed you the ERA. I feel like a lot like Curt Schilling. Curt Schilling's bulk numbers are very good. I think he should be a Hall of Famer just because of what he did in the postseason.
And he missed inside, ball 4. That's his second walk, and this sets up nicely for the Redbirds. Carlson up 2 on, And one out. Well, Bumgarner's made a ton of history. He also made some controversial history. In 2021, pitching against the Braves, 7 innings of hitless baseball. It was a doubleheader, but not credited with a no-hitter when the rules said the game was only going to be 7 innings of regulation play.
I hate that so much. If the rule is that's what the game is, then whatever happens in that game, in my opinion, I think that there are some that I'm sure would push back. Major League Baseball would be one of them. But how do you not give a guy a no-hitter when he pitched the entire game and didn't give one up?
Don't know. Fouled straight back by Dylan Carlson, 0-2.
Put a little asterisk by it if you want to. Like 7 innings. Okay, still counts.
And as we know, baseball's had no problem with asterisks.
Tough word to say, too. But you nailed it.
It's early. That was on April 25th of 2021, the first unofficial no-hitter under the new doubleheader rules that came about after baseball's COVID restrictions.
Just filed now. It was a good game. It was a good game by Mad Bum.
Yeah. Ah, well, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Carlson. The pitch. And high in the air toward left, but it jammed him. Gurriel in a step or two. And that's the second out. And here's Goldschmidt. Something else about Bumgarner that opposing pitchers don't miss. This guy can hit. Not anymore with the DH in place in the National League.
Yeah, he was one where you look at the lineup and say, all right, finally got some breathing room. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe we'll bear down a little bit here against Madison Bumgarner. Had big time power at the plate. Get he and Waino together in their heydays up there swinging it. That was fun to watch.
Speaking of Waino, he's scheduled to pitch today for Springfield in his first rehab start. We'll update you on that. Jim Hayes working on a report later in the game. Maybe we'll get some video of Waino's work. Man, it's great to see him on the road back to the Cardinals rotation.
Yeah, and right now it's going to be about how does he feel? You know, how does the ball feel coming out of his hands? Less of the results really when you look at it, but it'd be interesting to see how it all shakes out for him.
That just missed. A pitch awfully similar to the one that he was rung up on in the first inning. Maybe that barking from the Cardinals bench paid dividends. As the count now 1-2. Moderate second. Edman at first. Tried again. 2-2.
See, Chip, I'll be honest with you. I could never be an umpire for many reasons. But one is, boy, I am way too spiteful. Oh, you didn't like it last time? How do you like me now? Like that. I'd have done it again.
Took a shot at right, fouled that away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We've seen him staying away from Goldie. Does Madison decide, all right, we got to try to tie him up here, maybe go with that good cutter? And we saw Goldie yesterday pull his hands in on a slider and drive the ball out of the park. Staying away.
It runs so counter to what you might think a pitcher wants to do, right? You hear it all the time. I don't want the big hitters to get their arms extended. These are the kinds of pitches that are inviting those kinds of swings.
Yeah, but if he's going to beat you, make him beat you to that side of the ballpark, right? Make him drive the ball the other way. Now, Goldie, as we just talked about in his first at bat, he does that incredibly well.
And I'm sure as Bumgarner looks over his right shoulder, he can see the trio of flags in left center field blowing briskly toward the Arizona bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Downstairs, it's a full count. Already 48 pitches. So the Cardinal runners, Motter second, Edman at first, will be off to the races. Pitch number 8 coming in this at bat. There they go. It's ball 4, and Goldschmidt passes the baton. Everything away until the payoff pitch, and a bad miss loads him up. So here you go. Motter 90 feet away. Edman at second. Goldschmidt at first. And here's Arenado with 30 career homers against the Diamondbacks with a chance to do serious 2-out damage. Well, here's a spot for the Cardinals to improve on their bases loaded woes. As a team, the Cardinals hitting .150. No time like the present. The pitch. Way outside. Ball 1. Don't have to score all 4, although that would be nice. Just get another to the plate. Squibbs slowly to the right side. And the flip to first is in time, and weak contact takes care of Arenado, and the Cardinals leave him loaded. We go to the 3rd. Top of the order up for the Snakes. Hot dog, it's a beautiful day here in St. Louis. Hopefully the Cardinals will be winners here in game 3 before we head to the West Coast. Big crowd on hand for the final game of our series with Arizona. Jake Woodford staked to a 3-2 lead now as he looks at the top of the order the second time through. Rojas, Marte, and Corbin Carroll are coming up. 5 of the 6 outs Jake has retired have been on the ground. That's a good sign as Rojas takes a strike.
We're just seeing Jake locate his fastball down in the zone for the most part. That sinker at the bottom of the zone. A whole lot of outs to be had down there.
One ball, 1 strike for Josh Rojas, the Arizona third baseman, who bounced out to second to start the game. Cardinals got 3 in the first. Arizona got an Alec Thomas 2-run homer. That's where we stand in the final game of the series. It's now 2-2.
Rojas coming in, very good fastball hitter, specifically this year. The overall numbers have been very good. Doesn't mean you still can't throw him a fastball. Good sinker away.
That'll work too. There's his first strikeout. Rojas retired to start the top of the 3rd.
Well, there it is, the aforementioned sinker away, 92 miles an hour. Your Chevy pitch tracks. Look at the movement on that thing. Starts middle, ends up on the corner. And Jake Woodford just so in control of himself right now. Made the mistake with the 0-2 pitch to Thomas. Left it too much over the middle, but for the most part, been very good.
Got to have a short memory on that mound, don't you?
And he has for sure. I love the way that he bounced back from that home run. Got a couple of ground balls, including a tapper right back to himself, and now the punch out.
Marte reached on an infield hit, took second on the overthrow that bounced into the Cardinals dugout from Tommy Edman. And a breaking ball is into right field, a base hit. So Marte is 2 for 2. Corbin Carroll's coming up after a quick word from BOS.
When you need to expand your business, turn to BOS. We can make loan decisions locally so you can unleash your full potential. BOS, bank boldly.
How about that view?
Some nice seats right there.
Man. Cardinals and Diamondbacks drew 36,000 last night. A little over 36,000 on Monday. As we said, this is our final home game of April. Next time we join you at Busch, it'll be May. That one slapped toward left. O'Neill, long run. He's not going to get there. That skips off the warning track and bounces into the stands for a double.
Sinker down. Carroll goes down there and gets it. You know off the bat of the left-hander it's going to continue to tail that way. And finds itself a home in the seats with the ground rule double.
So in the blink of an eye, it's second and third, one out, and Christian Walker is up with a chance to tie the game.
Well, really, I mean, you're going to go ahead and Kisner's going to come out and give Woodford a little bit of a breather here, but really, what's happened in the inning? A ground ball that snuck through a hole, a fly ball that dropped down the line, and Dusty Blake is going to join the party here and talk it over with the crew. And you look at how this series has gone. Cardinals have fallen short. This is a big spot right here. They want to make sure they do the right thing. You also have a base open with all the ground balls that Jake has been getting. Maybe that's part of this conversation is, hey, be really careful with them. If you walk them, you walk them.
Well, Arizona's been dangerous with runners in scoring position in this series. 7 hits. So we'll see how the Cardinals played here with the righty-righty matchup and Christian Walker. He's had an RBI in 6 of his last 8 games and popped out to end the first inning. As Brad said, you've got a base open, but you've got Gurriel waiting on deck, and he's had a big series too. There are no weak spots right now on this Diamondback lineup card. Fly ball center. Carlson has to retreat. At third, Marte is going to tag. The Cardinals will concede the tying run on a sacrifice fly. So Walker does his job. Marte scores, and we've got a new game, 3-3.
Well, you knew with that one, as soon as he got up in the air, it was going to be deep enough. The wind is blowing out. He got himself a slider that was up in the zone and did his job. That's the only throw by Carlson. Keep Carroll there at second base.
And now with 2 out, Gurriel an RBI chance. And a nasty sinker has him behind. Strike 1. Cardinals on a ball in the dirt. The throw to third, and a great play by Arenado to keep that from ending up in left field. And Carroll's going to have to go back. I believe that ball might have been tipped. Or did the batter interfere? Junior Valentine over to talk with Torey Lovullo, who wants an explanation. Let's see. Did he kick the ball?
It definitely looked like it caught him in that back foot. See here if he gets a piece of it.
Yeah, on the recoil from the swing, he kicked the ball back toward Kisner. So back to second is Carroll, and 2 quick strikes for Gurriel. 3-3 game. Let's keep it that way, shall we? The 2-out pitch is rolled foul. Another 0-2 pitch.
Well, Jake has had really good feel for his sinker in this ball game too. I like the sinker here. You can get him to expand in off the plate. He'll chase that sinker off.
On the ground left side, Arenado cuts it off and throws on the run. Bang bang play, and that retires the side. Arizona with a sac fly has tied it up. We head to the home third. 5K presented by Bally Sports Midwest. Participants get a walk around the field at Busch Stadium for a victory lap, a Cardinals 5K shirt, and finisher's medallion. Registration still open. Join us at cardinals.com/5K. Big cheer for Wilson Contreras, who's the hottest Cardinal hitter. An extra base hit in 4 straight games and 1 already today. That came in the 3-run first.
Yeah, 7 for his last 14 now with that double down the left field line. And as you mentioned, he's just hitting the ball all over the place.
Wants that one back.
He's not getting cheated much. A little back and forth right there. Well, Bumgarner doesn't like the big swing, and Contreras being mad at himself for missing that pitch. And I don't think that Contreras cares much. Bumgarner right there, that's shades of Chris Carpenter. Carpenter would do that. You take a swing like that on Carp or act like you just missed one, he'd walk you down the line. So you think you're that good? Bumgarner's the throwback.
Umpires meet on the mound and tell Madison, hey, take it down a notch. See what happens with a 1-1. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. The strike. Bumgarner hasn't helped his case today with 3 walks in the first 2 frames. Now he's got to make a pitch to Contreras. And a big bat flip for a leadoff walk. And a long look down toward Contreras as Bumgarner grinds away on the baseball here. Look at this.
I don't mind a little back and forth. Contreras, you know he's got fire. You know he's got that energy. He's that kind of guy you want on your team.
Bumgarner's season high in walks is 6. That came against the Dodgers on the 7th. He has 4. As Brad mentioned, that's been his big problem. Now 15 walks and 9 strikeouts on the year. That's not an effective recipe. But he's ahead of O'Neill, 0-2, who tapped out to the mound in the Cardinal first. That hung up and off the plate. O'Neill fouled it away. And Tyler's still a 1-2 count.
Well, a lot like we saw with Goldschmidt, Bumgarner really trying to stay away from Tyler O'Neill, making him beat him that way. You think if he does go in on him here, he'll probably cut it in off the plate. Maybe something going back towards that back foot.
Well, we've talked in recent days about special days for big league players. Arenado, a birthday, right? Special day for Tyler O'Neill today. His major league debut 5 years ago on this date. And he moved his feet, full count.
Happy anniversary to Tyler. It's a big day. I'd like to be able to celebrate it with something.
There you go. Had a nice series, 3 hits. And now ready with a full count pitch. Short lead at first, runner goes. Pitch hammered and fair. That's going to ricochet off the wall. And the Cardinals are going to have him at second and third. Another Cardinal extra base hit.
Talked about Madison Bumgarner staying away from him. If he was going to go in, it would be in off the plate. Well, goes in again, this time with the cutter and the quick hands of Tyler O'Neill, able to keep this thing fair. Another hard hit ball here. Contreras sees it through. He's on third, and the Cardinals got something shaking.
Jordan Walker, your hitter. Second and third, nobody out. Downstairs. Walker won for his last 17 at the plate. A lot of balls off the handle, a lot of balls off the end of the bat in recent days for the kid outfielder. This one smoked to the center. That's down for a hit. O'Neill on his way to third will stop there. Contreras scores, and Walker with an RBI single, and the Cardinals have a 2-run lead.
Well, a couple of things that are very good. First of all, just the RBI single to extend the lead here, get the lead for the Cardinals, but it's also Jordan Walker shooting it right up the middle. We've seen him a lot of pull side. It's a curveball. It hangs up, but a very nice swing here for the 20-year-old Walker.
I'm a little ahead of myself. I'm an optimistic sort. It's 1-run lead for the Cardinals.
Looking
4-3.
You're looking into that crystal ball of yours.
There you go.
You're seeing a little something here. Maybe it's a Motter single. Could be a wild pitch. I mean, look, it's going to happen. You said it.
Boy, I hope you're right. 4-3 game. Motter with a hit already today and takes inside, ball 1. Told you Whitey Herzog is here. He's not the only luminary at the ballpark. We've got Whitey, we've got Brad Thompson. What do we show you who else is enjoying things today? The one and only Mike Shannon is here.
It was so great to be able to catch up with Mike Shannon, his wife Lori, there before the game. Go down and say hello to him. Just feels right having Mike at the ballpark, doesn't it?
No doubt. You know, he likes the way the Cardinals are attacking Mad Bum today. That missed inside. 3 balls and a strike.
You got him going, talking about high school sports. Well, you guys are going back and forth.
Every time he'd see my dad, Mike would say, "Oh, we used to beat the you-know-what out of Webster Groves," and my dad would say, "Ah, CBC." And there's a strike, 3-2. So, of course, the first thing I said to Mike was, "Hello? Man, Webster Groves, they're so tough." And Webster Groves. You're right. Great to see him. Mike couldn't be here on opening day, so here we go. Pitch is cut on a miss. Motter is the first out of the inning. And Andrew Kisner is your batter. You've been there for the moments. Now share them with us. We're asking fans to submit their favorite Cardinals players, slogans, and moments for a chance to be featured on the Cardinals Moments Flag giveaway on Sunday, September 3rd. Submit your favorites now at cardinals.com/flag. Action begins in the Arizona bullpen. 71 pitches for Bumgarner. Got to make him pay a little more here. Out of play foul, Kisner. Flight out his first time up. Jordan Walker, an RBI hit, gives St. Louis a 4-3 lead. The pitch. Perfectly placed. It's 0-2.
Well, this is where if he does stay out there, I mean, defensive count right now. Kisner's got to be able to shoot something the other way. The right side, they're shifting him towards the left as much as they're allowed to shift now. Ground ball can get right through.
O'Neill 90 feet away. Walker at first. 1 out and a 2-strike count. Popped up. Long run. Marte lost his hat. Now makes the play at the shoulder. And there's your second out. So Bumgarner got a strikeout and a pop out of the 8 and 9 spots. Now Edman hits, and Tommy has doubled, scored, and walked.
Chip, know this. I believe in you. You told me that that runner is going to score. Here we go right here.
There's a lot on the line.
Boy, just my faith in you.
6 hits for the Cardinals. High fly ball hit toward left. Gurriel going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone.
I knew you had it. Knew Tommy had it. Got it up in the air. On a day like today, the ball is traveling, and man, the Cardinals needed a big inning. Couldn't let him off the hook. As you mentioned, the pitch count elevating, getting higher and higher. Just a spinner. He goes down and gets it, hits it high in the air, and a 3-run shot for Tommy Edman. Knew you wouldn't lie to me, buddy.
Never have, never will.
Oh, boy.
7 runs on 7 hits. And you have to wonder if that walk to that man got under the skin of Bumgarner here in the 3rd inning. As we said, 2 strike hits, 2 out hits. They've been so big for the Cardinals here in 2023. That one an enormous blow from Edman, his 2nd homer, a 3-run shot, and he's halfway to the cycle. There's another rope hammered toward left. But this one will be caught on the warning track. Carlson hit a bullet, but that'll end the St. Louis 3rd. Cardinals got 3 in the 1st. They got 4 in the 3rd, and it's a 7-3 game. A 3-run 2-out homer from that man extends the Cardinals lead. It's now 7-3 after 3. Woodford his biggest lead of the day. He'll face Smith, Thomas, and Perdomo. That duo of Smith and Thomas combined to walk and homer for the first 2 Arizona runs. A quick, clean inning would be nice.
Just continue to apply the pressure, and I do love how Jake Woodford, you're seeing a lot of these counts. It's 0-1, it's 0-2, it's 1-2. He's been in control. It's what he did all spring training long. It's why he earned an opportunity. Obviously, Adam Wainwright went on the IL that made it possible, but he earned this spot.
Is there an art to learning how to finish off hitters with 2 strikes?
Well, I think that the art of it is just trusting in your stuff. It's not making the pitch better, it's making the spot better. I think that young pitchers try to make a pitch great and they overcook it.
That ball rifled toward right. Walker will turn, and that one on a line is in the Cardinals bullpen.
That pitch not great. I'm just talking, that was just a middle miss by the sinker.
So a couple of 2-strike homers for the Diamondbacks in the game, and they get a run right back.
Well, the key now for Jake is coming right back and forgetting about that one. We see it. That's the danger of the sinker. If you're trying to throw it in, you got to make sure you start it way in there. You'd rather miss in than miss over the plate. Might even think about running that 4-seam in there as opposed to the 2-seam.
And I guess that was my point, is learning what to do when you get to a 2-strike count, right? You don't have to make a perfect pitch. You just can't make a fat one. Bounce it if you have to.
Yeah.
Although with Arizona, that could be problematic.
That doesn't always work, does it? We
Yeah.
saw that yesterday. A 2 RBI knock down the line on a ball that bounced.
Line to third. It knocked Arenado down. Thomas with a rope, but he's out number 1. Voting still open for the 2023 Cardinals Hall of Fame, brought to you by Edward Jones. Our nominees are Joaquin Andujar, Steve Carlton, David Freese, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria. Cast your vote at cardinals.com/HOF. Voting closes April 21st. Perdomo back to the mound, tapped out, and that's foul for a strike. But these are some of the things that you have to learn to live with when you deal with young pitchers. Heck, you have to learn to live with veteran pitchers sometimes too, right?
Yeah, it's just where are your misses going to be, specifically with 2 strikes. Just setting those sights, like that's a good place to miss. Down under the zone. Missing up is not. It's easier said than done.
There's a strike on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And time called by Geraldo Perdomo. Can't you hear Vin Scully saying this guy's name?
Every syllable of it.
Man. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And then some crazy story about his life that no one else has ever heard. And it's all true.
Yeah. Geraldo, the man for whom the television reporter was named, searching in Al Capone's vault. And then 75 foul balls later, Vin finishes the story. And the at-bat comes to a close. Nice play by Woodford, and he gets his man on a comebacker. Second time Perdomo's done that. And 2 men are out. Time for our BJC Healthcare Injury Report. We told you about Adam Wainwright. That's not the only Cardinal rehabbing, Brad.
Yeah, good to see that with Paul DeJong. 7 for 21 in his last 5 games. Couple of extra base hits, driven in 7. We'd like to see that for Paul DeJong. We'd love to see him healthy, back in the fold.
Jose Herrera, the 9th place hitter, takes one at the knees. Tommy Edman is close to the second base bag as you can be. And he hits it between the bag and Motter. And another 2-strike hit for Arizona. This time Herrera, who reaches with 2 outs.
Woodford went with the breaking ball. Just couldn't get it down there enough. Couldn't bury it.
And that flips the lineup card over. Josh Rojas, who's hitless so far today. A leadoff homer from Pavin Smith. It's a 7-4 Cardinal game. And fouled back, strike 1. The Cardinals bullpen begins to work as Woodford approaching 70 pitches. And that's downstairs. It was great catching up with Dave McKay, longtime coach here with the Cardinals, now doing the same for the Diamondbacks. Dave's 73 years old. Can you believe that?
I believe Dave's also in his 40th year as a big league coach.
Amazing.
An amazing coach, a wealth of knowledge. It's a great staff over there in general, but Dave McKay, he's forgotten more about baseball than most people will ever know.
Excellent base running instructor, and with the speed of this Diamondback team and the new rules, that's a valuable asset to have. As the catcher leads at first, the pitch is on the ground. Oh, great play, diving at the bag. Goldschmidt saves a double and maybe another Arizona run. We head to the home fourth. Good day for Paul Goldschmidt and the Cardinals, who lead Game 3. Boy Band Night returns to the ballpark Friday, May the 5th. When you buy a theme ticket, fans take home a Boy Band Night t-shirt. Join us early for a pregame concert by the Boy Band Night in the Budweiser Terrace. Go to cardinals.com/theme for all the details. Another rough start for Madison Bumgarner. He's out after 3 innings of 7-hit, 7-run ball today.
Well, Peter Solomon, your Chevy called to the bullpen. The numbers in a couple of games here. Made his debut in 2021 with the Astros. Split time between Indianapolis and Sugar Land a year ago.
Goldschmidt has struck out and walked and drives this one in the air to right. Corbin Carroll is going to charge in, but the play will be made by Marte, backpedaling near a plastic bag. And there's out number 1 on a blustery day here in St. Louis. Solomon, a reverse splits guy.
Well, Solomon, right-handed hitters, hitting .357 against him so far this year. 5 for 14 lefties. 0 for 5 with a punch out.
They need innings from Solomon today. Again, they head home for a 4-game set with the San Diego Padres. No day off, traveling back to the desert for the Diamondbacks. There's a shot into right. Carroll broke in and played it perfectly. And 2 men are out. Let's enjoy a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Contreras having another good day at home. He's doubled home a run. He's walked, he's scored, and he got under the skin of Madison Bumgarner. Contreras took a big mighty swing and was frustrated that he didn't connect. Bumgarner took exception to that. And nobody's been able to tie Contreras up in pretzels of late.
No, he has been all that and a bag of chips.
Nicely done. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the ground is short. And a bad throw, but Walker got the tag down in time as Contreras sailed by to end the 4th. Beautiful Pacific Northwest, where the Space Needle and the Mariners await for a 3-game series. Brad, that's our Budweiser What's on Tap.
Yeah, going to be a fun weekend in Seattle. A young, talented Seattle team, and hopefully a Cardinal team that starts getting their right footing today and heads out on a difficult West Coast trip.
And as we told you, a bit of a surprise. The Mariners only 8-10 so far. The Giants are 5-11. The LA Dodgers are playing 500 balls. So perhaps an opportunity awaits for the Cardinals, who look to wrap up this one. With the Diamondbacks, they enjoy the lead. Perfectly positioned was Edman, as Marte is out at first. He wants to appeal. Goldschmidt got the tag on the hip. Did Marte touch the pillow first? Let's take a look.
Yeah, he was perfectly placed. Bad throw by Tommy. He gets him there right on the elbow.
Let's see from this angle. Yep, they got him. Arizona will not challenge. Corbin Carroll has doubled in one of his 2 trips. 7-4 Cardinals lead. We are in the 5th. And high and away, ball 1. Tapper foul. We will next see the Diamondbacks when the weather in Phoenix should be relatively chilly. Late July. 24th, 25th, and 26th. We start a Chicago-Arizona road trip. That ball hammered toward right. Walker on the run. Still going. Turned the wrong way. Didn't matter. The ball off the fence. And look at Carroll fly into second. Look how fast that kid runs. A 1-out double for him. 2 two-base hits. 5 on the season.
Breaking ball down, and this is where he is special. I mean, he flies. He's got power. I think even if Jordan Walker takes a perfect route, this ball ends up over his head.
I mean, the wind is really howling. You look at the flags atop the stadium and right. They are blowing straight toward the Arizona bullpen. And everything in the air is finding second and third gear quickly. Here's Walker. Another shot toward right. Jordan retreats from one Walker to another. That's out number 2. Carroll will tag and move to third. Gurriel the hitter, but first let's check in with Jim Hayes.
Chip, Adam Wainwright making a rehab start in Springfield today, looking to come back from a groin issue. His first rehab. Waino went 3 innings, 59 pitches, 40 strikes. He gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, both on a 2-run homer. Chip, 3 strikeouts, no walks. We will have to wait and see what's next for Waino.
Brad, do you care about the line, or do you care about something else?
I just care about is he healthy? How's he feel? Like, how is the groin responding to the work? How will it respond to the next step and furthering his pitch count? But great to see Adam Wainwright back out there. You know he's chomping at the bit, and you know what he has said to be his final year, wants to get back out here.
1 ball, 1 strike. It is said when a guy goes and makes a minor league rehab stint, those are difficult for a couple of reasons. One, want to make sure you come out of it feeling good. But number 2, those kids in the minor leagues swing at everything. It's really hard to set hitters up and work a game plan. You're just trying to survive it.
Well, what it is for a guy like Wainwright when he goes there too, it's every minor league guy's big league at bat. Like, okay, well, this is it. I can tell my friends I faced Adam. He's getting my best bolt right here. There's good, talented players there. So you're right. Everybody's looking to jump on something early.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Gurriel. And that's off the plate. Let's see if Jake can make a good 2-strike pitch here and get this inning over with.
Well, bullpen's been working. Zach Thompson out there. You'd have to believe that probably have him ready for Pavin Smith and Alec Thomas.
Pop fly foul and out of play.
Be very careful with that pitch. The curve ball popped up out of the hand of Woodford. He's been able to get Gurriel twice, both of them ground balls to Arenado over at third, and both have been on the sinker. Last time was a good sinker away. Plenty of room at the bottom of the zone and in off the plate.
Cardinals shade Gurriel way around toward right in center. And the pitch is hit right at Dylan Carlson. Glasses gleaming, backpedaling, plenty of room, and a shutdown frame sends us to the home 5th. Cardinals enjoying a lead in Game 3. Friday, May 5th, 25,000 fans 16 and up take home a Cardinals belt bag courtesy of Mercy. It's one of the must-have promos on the 2023 schedule. For tickets and details, visit cardinals.com/promotions. May 5th, the Tigers will be here for a weekend series. Then the Cardinals hit the road to Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. How about that road trip? That's next on the docket. Tyler O'Neill goes to work in the 5th inning. Tyler has a double and a run scored today.
Yeah, that Chicago-Boston one, that should be fun. A pretty historic road trip. A Cubs team that's playing some pretty good baseball.
That's driven down the line, foul. Cubs offense has been pretty good to start the season. It's their big ticket acquisition. Dansby Swanson got off to a terrific start. And the Cubs entered play today 10-6. Solomon kicks and fires and blazes a fastball over the outside corner. He's seen 4 hitters. He's retired them all. 1 out.
Well, just rears back, throws a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer half. Tyler O'Neill knew it right away, obviously looking something else.
There's a shot to right side, and Walker has an opposite field hit. Man, is that good to see.
So in this ball game now with Walker, he had the RBI single off Madison Bumgarner. That was up the middle on a breaking ball, curveball. This time it's a slider. Slider middle, goes the other way with it. Been seeing a lot here recently with Jordan Walker pulling the ball on the ground to the left side. You love to see that.
Looked like he let that ball travel an extra split second too, right?
That's going to be the biggest key. Like, you look at his swing and he opens up that front side a bit, but that's been his swing, and he showed the ability in the minor leagues to drive the ball the other way.
Nolan Gorman's going to come on and pinch hit for Motter, who went 1 for 2. Cardinals trying to add on a windy day. Lefty righty matchup here for Gorman. 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Let's see if Walker's put in play at first. He's stolen a base in his rookie year. Good lead. Not going. And a swing and a miss.
A healthy cut right there by Nolan Gorman. Now an 0-2 count. Shorten up a little bit. Love what we've seen with him driving the ball the other way, letting it travel.
Nolan off to a terrific start. Very patient at the plate. As you know, very powerful. Walker got a huge break, and he's going to steal second despite the pickoff. How about that? The long legs of Jordan Walker.
Well, there was no hesitation. He was just off. He gets the jump. He goes a little early, but with Solomon picking over in that jump, he had it easy. Solomon would have been a lot better off just stepping off.
That one tipped but caught, and that takes care of Gorman for out number 2. Andrew Kisner, the Cardinal catcher, is coming up. First, a quick word from Rally House.
Play ball, St. Louis. Shop the latest in Cardinals style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Oh, 2. The 2-strike pitch. And Kisner takes it upstairs. It's 1-2. Bottom part of the order expected for Arizona in the 6th. Zach Thompson still warming in the bullpen. Figure Woodford will be done after 5 innings with the lead. But we shall see about that. Cardinals are looking forward to getting this one in the win column. Getting to Seattle, getting a day off where they can really get their bullpen settled in, some rest, and get ready for the long road trip.
For sure. It's going to be a difficult road trip, as we mentioned, and not much breathing room on that. It's going to be a long trip. Well, Woodford doing the job so far today. You look, assuming that Thompson is coming into this ball game. I mean, maybe if things go well with him, you squeeze 2 out of him, and it sets up however you want it, wherever you're landing with Gallegos and Helsley.
Walker good lead. And high. Kisner was behind 0-2, and he takes ball 4. So back to the top, Tommy Edman, who's had a great day leading off for the Cardinals. Brad, he's our BJC Healthcare difference maker.
And rightfully so. Gets himself a breaking ball down in the zone, gets it up in the air. It's been a windy day here at Busch Stadium. A 3-run home run to extend the Cardinals' lead.
Well, that damage all happened right-handed. Now Tommy turns around and hits lefty here with 2 on and 2 out. What I've seen from Tommy is a lot of soft pop-ups to the left side from this side of the plate.
Yeah, just hasn't had as quick of a stroke. That line drive, 9 for 12 the other side of the plate. What an opportunity here to change some of those things. Defensive alignment, again, as close to a shift as you're going to have on the right side. Left side is open for a ground ball that can scoot through.
Swing and a shot hammered toward right center field. That's down for a hit. 1 run scores. Kisner around second, on his way to third. He's got the green light. Edman on his way to third. He'll slide in with a triple.
Well, how about that stroke right there from the left side by Tommy Edman? Jumps all over a fastball up in the zone by Solomon. Clears the bases and now is a single away from the cycle here today. Been talking a lot about how shallow this outfield plays. And even if you're playing deep, you're not getting that. Maybe you keep him to 2 bases, though, but Thomas in center ends up getting burned on that one.
Boy, add-on runs. Career day for Tommy Edman out of the leadoff spot. He's doubled, homered, tripled. He's driven home 5 and scored 2. That is a nice fantasy baseball day, wouldn't you say? And the Cardinals now a 9-4 lead. Man, good to see Edman hit a ball squarely from the left side of the plate, too. This one hit the other way at short. Long throw and off the bag. Another run is in. Cardinals put it in play. Carlson with an infield hit. And the Redbirds have scored 10.
Another ball that's hit pretty hard off the bat of Dylan Carlson just goes the other way. And you can see that. He lets that ball travel. He's trying to go that direction with that. They're loving it, grinding out the pepper shaker there on the grinder on the bench. That's what you like to see.
You know what else I like seeing? Innings with crooked numbers for the Cardinals.
Yeah, no, I like that last part too for the Cardinals. We've seen the other thing. Don't like that. This is more like it. And this is more like what this offense should be able to do. I'm not saying you're going to crank out 10 runs through 5 innings all the time. But top to bottom, there are threats, and that is a thing of beauty right there.
I've got the Cardinals 6 for 12 with RISP in this game. How nice is that to see?
What, had that been an issue or something?
And they have bludgeoned their way to 10 runs on 10 more hits.
To that point, by the way, Chip, with the runners in scoring position, we gave you the number earlier. On the series coming in, they had been 3 for 14. On the homestand, they had been 13 for 61. There were so many opportunities that were just left out on the base paths.
So this brings up an interesting dilemma for Ollie and the staff. Woodford's got 80-something pitches, but Thompson's been warming this entire inning. Can you imagine a scenario where he wouldn't come in to start the frame?
No, I don't. I'm not sure that this changes my game plan at all the rest of the way.
That shot toward third, and the stretch at first will retire the side. The Cardinals have homered in 4 straight games. Huge day for Tommy Edman, a career high 5 ribbies, and the Cardinals up 10-4. Five RBIs. 5 2-out RBIs for Tommy Edman today, who's a single shy of the cycle for the Cardinals. Nolan Gorman will join him on the Cardinal infield. And now on to pitch is Zach Thompson, who's been outstanding in his first 7 games this year.
Really hasn't found himself a nice home in the bullpen here for the Cardinals. Been incredibly aggressive, just filling up the zone.
So map this out for the Cardinals now. You've got Thompson in the 6th and a 6-run lead.
Well, you could easily see, depending on how quick it goes, he's had a couple of days rest, only 7 pitches last time out. If this goes very quickly for Thompson, you can squeeze 2 out of him with the off day and still be fresh before Seattle. And then still, I mean, for me, I would still roll out Gallegos and Helsley. Get him a day's work, get him an off day. But certainly nice for Ollie to have some options here. Now, if things don't go as quickly, you got Drew Verhagen out there. You still have got Genesis Cabrera, who's been throwing the ball well the last couple of times out.
Three balls and a strike. Pavin Smith has put a hurting on the Cardinals. A couple of homers in this series, one of them a grand slam. Had a good day for him today. That is curling toward the seats and out of play. Full count. Pitch number 6 for the man leading off for Arizona. And it's sharply hit, and Gorman can't flag that down. Might have gotten a little bit of leather on it, but too sharply hit, and Smith is aboard for a 3rd time today.
Pavin Smith goes up and gets a fastball up above the zone. That's going to be a tough hop anyhow for Gorman. Just gets caught in between that ball that came off the bat at 106 miles an hour.
Alec Thomas, a 2-run homer, highlights his day. And that just missed. Ball 1.
I think that is the play with Thomas, is just staying away from him. Stay away with the fastball, stay away with the breaking ball. If you go in off the plate.
Alec's been around big league locker rooms practically his whole life. His dad Alan was a strength coach with the White Sox for a long time. How proud he must be of young Alec, who's on a good young club in Arizona. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Painted their corner beautifully. And your game plan worked to perfection. Away, away, away. And Thomas had no luck.
In Plaza Tire Service pitch track, 97 miles an hour, gets the call by Junior Valentine behind the plate. Just a perfectly located pitch there by Thompson.
That was really well presented too by Kisner. Made that pitch look terrific. And Thomas is retired. Here's Perdomo, moved his feet. 1 ball, no strikes. Perdomo played Pepper with Jake Woodford twice. And a bunt. That's foul. Free strike. 1-1 the count. A little too high. It's now 2-1. See if the Cardinals could get a double play ball here. They've turned 23 of them this year.
Chip, I think I saw a pair of shoes on your feet that were very similar to those that Perdomo's wearing. You have got some flair.
I always aspired to win the Golden Spikes Award. Brad, the pitch is lined into center, a base hit. Arizona does not quit with 2 strikes, do they?
They've had
at least 4 hits.
Yeah, they've had a really good approach there. Curveball by Thompson. It's at the bottom of the zone, but Perdomo does a good job of staying it back, shortens up with his swing.
So Herrera, the catcher, he had a 2-strike hit his last time up. 16 pitches for Thompson. Means action in the Cardinals bullpen. Verhagen's up. And there's that big bender from Zach, a beauty. Strike 1. Cardinals offense has exploded for a season high 10 runs today. A trend that we hope continues when we get to Seattle to face the Mariners. It's your first trip out there, huh?
You have never been to Seattle. I'm looking forward to it.
Swing and a miss. Heated him up with a fastball. 96, plenty good. 2 strikeouts for Zach, and the top of the order comes up with 2 aboard.
We talked about, Chip, our key to the game today was put it all together. Needed a collaborative effort, the good pitching, tons of offense, the defense. Overall, I think that we're starting to see it here. Still got a lot of ball game left.
Woodford 4 runs, 7 hits in his 5 innings. The only thing I think that Jake would have to maybe clean up the 2 strike hits, cost him a couple of runs. But as the great Jack Morris used to tell his offense when he'd pitch, never lost with 10, boys.
There you go.
And that's a big stat at the bottom of your screen. Arizona to this point hitless with men at second or third today. Thompson a pitch away from striking out the side. Rojas is 0 for 3. And the emergency hack earns him another pitch. Swing and a miss. Thompson gives up a couple of hits, but strikes out 3 and sends us to the home 6th. Fans enjoying game 3 at home on a lovely afternoon at Busch Stadium. A season high 10 runs for the Redbirds. They try to tack on a couple more here in the 6th inning. Arenado, Contreras, and Tyler O'Neill are coming up. Peter Solomon back to work. His 3rd inning in relief of Madison Bumgarner, whose troubles against the Cardinals continued today. Brad, 7 runs in 3 innings.
That was a rough one for Mad Bum. The 11th time in his career that he's gone 3 innings or less in a start. That was career number 355. 355 starts for him today. Does not happen often.
Nothing like a business fan special at Busch Stadium. Get a chance to play hooky on a perfect day. Even Fredbird's getting in on the act. Brad's partner in crime.
I mean, what is in that briefcase? Popcorn, hot dogs, jelly donuts, perhaps. I mean, there's no work to be done in there.
Seeds, of course.
You would think so, but boy, he's got an awful diet for a bird. I mean, look at the size of him.
That's a good point.
A pillow, of course. Why not be comfy?
High fly ball by Arenado. That's hit toward left. Gurriel battling the sun, and he makes the play. Not an easy one. That ball was in the air a long time, and he stayed with it for out number 1. Wilson Contreras, 4 straight games with an extra base hit. An RBI double in the 1st. He walked and scored in the 3rd.
Well, you can just tell he's starting to feel it, isn't he? You can see by the way the ball's coming off his bat, obviously, but the way that he's carrying himself, the swagger that he's got right now, honestly, he's the player that you hated when he was wearing another uniform.
I think we found out what Fredbird had in the briefcase.
Really? Crochet. That's what we're doing now?
Crochet, knitting. I think it's knitting, right?
How did those things get past security? I mean, those are large needles. Everybody's got a hobby, though. Bird's got some problems. Fits right in with an iron.
Well, we need the iron.
Okay.
Sport coat's a little wrinkly for the flight to Seattle as Contreras walks again. He's aboard with 1 out. Cardinals having fun today at home, leading 10-4. Here's a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
In person or in your pocket, wherever you need us, we're always here for you. Find convenient, personalized support at GreatSouthernBank.com.
High for O'Neill. Games like this, you really value your long relievers. Solomon trying to give Arizona some length in this game, so they don't burn up their bullpen going home against a Padres club that's got an awful lot of firepower.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about with the Cardinals too, that they don't really have a traditional long reliever right now. As Jake Woodford was thrust into the rotation, we've seen Chris Stratton answer that call, but not your traditional guy that could give you 3-4.
O'Neill way ahead in the count. Figure he'll have the green light with a 10-4 lead. But we'll never know. A bad miss and back-to-back walks with one out. I wonder if Solomon's starting to run out of gas a little bit. He's throwing hard, but he's had a lot of base runners now. 3 walks. And Perdomo in for a chat. And Brent Strom out for a visit as well. He's the Arizona pitching coach.
Yeah, might be part of that conversation there by Brent Strom. Say, hey, what do you got left? What do you got for us? We need you here. No activity still in the Diamondbacks bullpen. So looks like this is just a time to give him a breather.
Well, a day off to Jordan Walker, some good. He entered play today with a 1-for-16 slide at the plate. A couple of hits. He's used the middle of the field. He's gone the opposite way. He's knocked in a run. He's stolen a base, Brad, and he scored 2 more.
Well, you know what I'd love to see from Jordan Walker here. We've talked about it. We've seen it in this ball game. You get anything in the air, and it ends up going a long way. I'd love to see him elevate something. But it has been a nice day for him.
Of course, Walker with that 12-game hitting streak to start his major league career. Something that hadn't been done in our sport in over 100 years. Laid off that. Solomon thought it was good enough. Ball 2. Ten straight have missed the strike zone for that man. And now 11 straight.
That might start getting some activity in the Diamondback bullpen. You got a couple of guys walking around, but nobody throwing just yet.
That breaks the spell for Solomon. 3-1 the count. Well, they used 6 relievers yesterday and 3 in the series opener. So the options for Torey Lovullo today might be very limited. That's why Solomon's probably still toiling.
And you hate to do that to guys and put them out there. You see Ginkel standing on the mound. We did see in the ball game yesterday. Sometimes you have to ask for a little bit more. That one there catches Jose Herrera square. Fastball runs back over, trying to go away. Walker fouls it off. I mean, you're not going to get caught any more clean than that.
He's still trying to shake off the cobwebs.
A hit like that, I mean, you got to feel it in your teeth, don't you? Or just everything.
So Jordan again facing a 3-2 pitch, 2 on, 1 out. And they're going to check on Herrera, and understandably so. As you said, Brad, that was a direct hit. He still hasn't cleared the cobwebs. That's something baseball's really done good work on the last 5 years or so, and that is the concussion protocols, making sure guys are protected as best they can.
Yeah, it's a really good job by home plate umpire Junior Valentine too, to make sure you're checking on him, asking if he's okay. They're gonna have to take the glasses off, look into his eyes.
I mean, if it's a glancing blow, it's one thing. That was a direct hit. You could see the recoil in the neck as the force of that foul ball caught Herrera right in the forehead.
And the hope is for Herrera, just a couple of extra seconds here, a couple extra minutes, gets him back to where he needs to be. Those are so scary.
Tyler Flowers, a longtime major league catcher with the White Sox and the Braves, has in the past used a spring-loaded mask on both sides of the temples, even for the hockey style masks. There are several umpires who use those too, to try to help absorb the direct hit blows on foul balls just like that. So technology is trying to help, but how many players' careers have been impacted? Mike Matheny comes to mind by all the concussions behind the plate.
Well, these guys too are creatures of habit, so changing equipment is not an easy thing. And it almost looks like Torey Lovullo is trying to talk him out of this game, and Herrera trying to talk his way back into it, or to stay into it. Will provide a little bit more time for the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Herrera. And smart move.
This is where managers really earn their stripes. There's a bigger picture here than the game, and our camera crew is reading the lips of Torey Lovullo and said, look, if you get hit one more time, you could be in big trouble here. So he's protecting his player first and foremost in a game that looks out of reach for the Diamondbacks at the moment, 10-4. Kudos to Torey Lovullo for doing the right thing, as painful, if you will, as that might have been.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Look, Jose Herrera wants to be a warrior out there. The toughest guys on the field are playing that position behind the plate. They get beat up left and right. Talking it over with the trainer there, saying, hey, look, I had to do this. This is a spot where you're going to take care of the player.
So my guess is the backup catcher was in the bullpen warming guys up. That's just a guess. Or was waiting the outcome of this at bat and has to strap the gear on and get ready for Arizona. That's Gabriel Moreno, whom we've seen a couple of times already in the series. And so here he comes. He's got to get the pitch comm ready, get the mask on, and he'll come on and inherit a 3-2 count with Jordan Walker.
Well, you wonder in this inning too, as Solomon has been laboring a bit here, pitch count elevating. Not easy with a 3-2 count to just hone back in, but maybe that was a little bit of a breather he needed.
So good work by Torey Lovullo to get his catcher out of the game before there were further problems. And a couple of warm-up tosses for Moreno. And the count for Jordan Walker will be 3-2. The Cardinals have 2 on, 2 singles. It's going to be 2 walks, I beg your pardon, in this 6th inning. Have a chance for even more offense. Cardinals a season high 10 runs in the series wrap up with the Diamondbacks. Foul back. Good at bat for Jordan Walker. Three consecutive walks in the inning.
Ginkel has been up and ready in the pen. Doesn't look like they're going to go get him yet.
Gorman came on for Taylor Motter and struck out in the 5th.
It's just pretty evident right now. Solomon's running on fumes. That breaking ball just pops out of his hand.
Swing, drive, hammer deep right. That's a grand slam.
Nolan Gorman continues his hot 2023. The grand slam, his 5th home run of the season, and they continue to pile on in this ball game. His first career hit with the bases loaded, and it's a big one.
A grand slam makes it a 10-run Cardinal game. We're having some fun at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
By Nolan Gorman, 5th home run of the year, first hit with the bases loaded in his career. A spot, as we talked about, Cardinals have had their issues. No issues on that fastball for Gorman. Just continues his hot streak.
So the Cardinals, with a couple of touchdowns, now have a 10-run lead. And Arizona has to go to its bullpen yet again. 14 runs on 11 hits. Gorman, the first pinch hit grand slam for the Cardinals since Albert Pujols. And Kevin Ginkel, the second answer, a Chevy call to the bullpen, and a base hit by Kisner. So everybody getting in on the fun for the Cardinals today. Kisner's aboard, his second hit of the year.
A good work by Kisner. Gets a Ginkel slider and drives it out there, keeps it rolling.
Baseball's a funny game. A day like this, where your offense explodes, everybody's got a hit except for Goldie and Arenado. And now a chance for the cycle for Tommy Edman. All he needs is the single.
Well, fans in this stadium have never seen a Cardinal cycle. Since 2006, a Cardinal has not hit one here in this ballpark. The last one by a Cardinal at home was Mark Grudzielanek. Did so in 2005. Busch 2. Love to see one here today.
That was on April 27th in 2005. So almost to the day, Edman's got a shot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball hit slowly toward third. The flip to second is in time. And that is the second out. Five-6 on the force out. And here's Dylan Carlson. He's got a 2-hit game. Live fastball down at 96. And Dylan snapped that 0 for 16 with an RBI double yesterday. 2 more hits today. He's barreled the ball hard. As Oliver Marmol said before the game, the positive and encouraging signs for the Cardinals have become more frequent of late. Again, they fell a run short last night, but got 3 in the 9th inning to make a game of it. And that offense is carried over from the early moments of this game. There's a shot to left, but curling foul.
Well, as you've mentioned throughout, and Ollie and the staff have talked about, when you are near the top in the league in average and on base and you're slugging, your hard hit percentage, at some point these things are going to happen. You are going to be able to break things open.
But the other thing Ollie said was there isn't frustration per se, because the veteran leadership on the club wasn't going to let that happen. They know that they are better than what they've shown in the first 18 games, and they've shown that today. Arizona's never swept the Cardinals here in St. Louis. They're down 10 runs here. And Ginkel spears that and sends us to the 7th. The Cardinals with 4 big innings today. Nolan Gorman's first career hit with the bases loaded is as good as it gets. A grand slam and a 10-run lead. Saturday, May 6th is our 18th annual Pooches in the Ballpark Day. 25,000 fans 16 and up get the first Cardinals bobblehead of the summer, featuring closer Ryan Helsley and his dog Major. That's courtesy of Purina. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Nolan Gorman didn't start today, but he's picked up a grand slam on getaway day.
I think he'd rather have that on his off day.
No kidding. So after Zach Thompson worked a scoreless 6th, Drew Verhagen comes on for the 7th for the Cardinals.
Look at Verhagen's numbers on the year. We saw him twice in the Pirates series, 2 innings in total, only 1 hit, no runs.
Marte, Carroll, and Christian Walker, the trio up for Arizona in the 7th. Cardinals, a lot of damage, 14 runs on 12 hits. On the ground at first, tricky hop. Goldie's going to race to the bag, and there's your first out. Corbin Carroll, your hitter, as we check it again with Jim Hayes.
Jordan Hicks was really good last night. Scoreless inning, 3 Ks. He told me it wasn't really about changing where he stands on the rubber. He said, I feel like I wasn't giving it my everything. Not that I wasn't putting in the work. It was about intent and effort level. I feel like I've stepped that up. Chip, his stuff is ridiculous. The bullpen needs him.
Yeah, you get Hicks back into his assigned role late in the game with his strikeout stuff, Brad. That's a gigantic weapon that at times has been missing for the Cardinals this year.
Whatever that was that he found last night, whatever that level was, the effort level, you bottle that, because that's going to work out just fine. As you guys mentioned, punched out the side, and he just looked so in control. He looked in sync, like the upper body, lower body, everything looked in sync. I think we see at times sometimes Jordan, the two things just get out of whack. The arm drops a little bit. It looks like he's trying to throw the ball 110 miles an hour, which who knows, he might be able to do. But it was just so nice to see that yesterday.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Corbin Carroll, who's picked up a pair of doubles in this trip to St. Louis. And just missed. It's a full count. Late time granted. Pitching matchups for Seattle are set. Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon. Steven Matz will open things up for the Cardinals. George Kirby will be his opponent. Saturday night, Miles Michaelis and Luis Castillo. And then Sunday, Jack Flaherty and Chris Flexen. All 3 for you here on Bally Sports Midwest. And a 1-out walk for Carroll, who's aboard for the 3rd time today. Christian Walker is the hitter. He's got a sac fly. Double play would be nice to send us to the stretch.
Walker, a tough guy too to get on the ground. We've seen him in this ball game. He's popped up 3 times, including a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the 3rd.
Walker, a big year last year, 36 homers, 94 ribbies, played 160 games. And a Gold Glove too. And a swing and a miss. Breaking ball gets him. 2 are out in the Arizona 7th.
A couple of big benders here in this at bat. Threw one for a strike, and then this one gets the swing and miss with it.
And now Lourdes Gurriel, the hitter. Talked a couple of times about this kid coming over from Toronto. It's a deal that's helped both clubs. Blue Jays got Dalton Varsho, a left-handed bat. Arizona gets Gurriel, who's been a very good player and hitter for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you get he and then the young catcher Moreno, who we saw come in for Herrera in this game after he got hit.
Runner goes, no chance. Carroll can fly. He's 7 for 7 now in stolen bases.
Well, you knew in this situation, down 10, you're not really concerned about him. If he wanted to go, he's going to be able to get a decent jump, and he does so.
And for a strike, it's 1-2 for Gurriel. First final in today. Tampa Bay won. They beat Cincinnati 8-0. And a swing and a miss. Cardinals are on their way at home. 14-4. Good work by Verhagen with a couple of seventh-inning strikeouts. Grand old time today at home against the Diamondbacks. Let's check out the metrics on Gorman's Blast, our StatCast presented by Google Cloud.
The first career grand slam for Nolan Gorman. Gets a fastball up in the zone, 417 feet off the bat. Another hard hit ball. Everything that's coming off his bat is just loud.
Say the same for this man, Alec Burleson, who's going to bat for Goldschmidt in a blowout game. Get Paul off his feet before the long trip out west. Paul 0 for 3 with a walk at the plate, but some good work defensively today for the Cardinals. They look to add on to a 14-4 lead in the Honda home run inning. If a Cardinal homers in this 7th inning, your Gateway Honda dealers make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tell you what, both managers, I think, have done an excellent job of managing their personnel. Not the game, their personnel today. Smart move to get him off his feet. Lovello got Herrera out of the game after that foul ball to the mask. I think that's a part of the game that's often overlooked by the casual fan.
Yeah, I do too, and I think that at times there's frustration from a fan base. You say, well, why does this guy have a day off today, or why is this guy coming out? It's because you got to manage for 162. You got to keep these guys as healthy as possible as Burleson draws the walk. That's part of the job. It's one of the biggest parts of the job.
And don't think that that isn't something that's appreciated by those players, because yes, winning is important, but their careers and their health is paramount for them. And both managers, excellent work today. Here's Arenado. Nolan has walked, scored, and is 0 for 3 in his other trips to the plate. Ruiz and Cabrera are warming in their respective bullpens. And that bounces up. Burleson tries to take the extra base, and he's out. Heck of a play by Moreno on a short hop.
I'm not sure that could have kicked up any better for Moreno. Burleson saw it. He took his secondary lead, saw the ball pop up, and was behind him. He said, all right, well, I'm going to go. I don't think it was a bad read necessarily by Burleson on a ball in the dirt, but just popped up perfectly for Gabriel Moreno.
So he's out 2-4 on the attempt to advance, and a ground ball to short. And Perdomo takes a look and throws a strike, and that's the second out. Good work at home for Wilson Contreras has continued. Contreras today, a big day. He's walked twice, scored twice, and he's doubled home a run. But he will not face Kevin Ginkel here with the bases empty and 2 outs. All St. Louis in game 3 of our series. 14-4 your score. Back with more from Busch.
Showing off the offense. 14 runs, 12 hits. big power, big day so far, and the day is not over. Bullpen has settled in as well, and the Cardinals are in control as Jose Ruiz, the Chevy call to the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. We saw him in game 1 of the series.
A 19-point ERA.
We've all been there, Chip. We've all been there. Still early.
That's a tough number to whittle down if you're a guy like Ruiz, who almost nailed Contreras.
Well, Ruiz was picked up off of waivers from the White Sox. 2 games now with the Diamondbacks. 2 runs in that game that he pitched against them on Monday. It was the Alec Burleson home run. Parts of 7 years in the big leagues. But you're right, it's going to take some time. Imagine if it goes even higher, you know.
Kind of hope it does.
All been there too.
Good day at the plate for the Cardinals. They've been issued 9 walks. And here's something for a first place team. Arizona's now had 3 games where their pitchers have walked 9 men or more. That's not.
It's pretty shocking.
Line into center field, a base hit. We're going to have to drag Contreras kicking and screaming to the charter, as hot as he's been at home.
Went with the curveball again, had buried a couple of them, does not bury this one. Ruiz leaves it up, and again, we're just seeing him spray the ball all over the place. We've seen him rip a double down the left field line. We saw the home run last night down the right field line. And a line drive right up the middle.
Late swing by O'Neill, who scored 2 runs. Get every Cardinal with a hit that started, except for Goldschmidt and Arenado. Every Cardinal who started has scored at least 1 run, except Goldschmidt today. What's the old saying? Somebody's got to make the outs.
I got a feeling that those guys will have plenty of production. And have had a lot of it.
14 runs on 13 hits. And low, 2 balls and a strike. All in all, it's been a good day for the Cardinals. Jim Hayes reported earlier Adam Wainwright made his rehab start, approached 60 pitches with Springfield. Hopefully he'll come out of that okay. We'll learn more about that, I'm sure, after the broadcast. You'll hear about that on Cardinals Live. And certainly when we join you again in Seattle, we'll have a better idea of what the game plan forward is for Waino. Fly ball hit well toward left. And that will retire O'Neill and the Cardinals as we've completed 7 wonderful innings in St. Louis. Brought to you by your Quality Ford dealers, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. By AT&T Fiber, get hyper-fast internet with AT&T. And by Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Birds in flight in Game 3 at home. They enjoy a 14-4 lead. Genesis Cabrera headlines several changes for St. Louis as we move to the top of the 8th inning. There's one of them. Good to see Brendan Donovan back.
Donovan's checking in at second base. Gorman moves over to third, and Alec Burleson stays in this game over at first base. Genesis Cabrera saw him in game 1 of this series. 2 scoreless inning, punched out 3.
So new look infield for the Cardinals. Burleson, Donovan, Edman, and Gorman. First to third. A 1 pitch for Pavin Smith. Just missed low. It's an even count.
Certainly have not been too many of these build in some rest days, have there, for the Cardinals and Ollie Marmol. It feels like every game is high leverage relievers, big spots. Nice change of pace here.
And quite frankly, we haven't had bad weather and we haven't had many off days in April. Some of that is because of the crazy schedule for the Cardinals. Remember, we've got the 2-game series with the Cubs in London that requires travel days and rest days. Those have to come from somewhere. As Cabrera gets off to a good start, he strikes out Smith for out number 1. So a victory and a long flight to Seattle, followed by an off day, will be welcome for everyone tomorrow.
Well, this version of Genesis Cabrera, he's pretty welcome too. You're seeing him dancing on the mound after strikeouts. He's starting to feel it. We're starting to see that velocity for him come up. That one at 96.
Alec Thomas with one out. Popped up. Long run. Edman out. O'Neill in and has it. And there is your second out. There's some who think that the WBC has been very helpful for some of their players. There are others who may not have been so fortunate. Guys that made rosters but didn't pitch. They get their workouts in, Brad, but the arm strength isn't where they would like it to be at the start of the season. And maybe Cabrera is one of those guys that falls into that category.
Yeah, it could be. And Genesis is also a guy that throughout the season you see the velocity increase also. He's a guy as it gets warmer. Well, so does the arm for Genesis Cabrera, but he's looked like there has been an uptick for him for sure.
Another WBC veteran. Nootbaar protecting that thumb. As Perdomo with 2 outs and a strike digs in. We get this guy going in relief like Jordan Hicks. That would be a powerful 1-2 lefty righty punch.
A lot of good weapons, isn't it, when those two are going? And again, two guys that you heavily relied upon a year ago.
Bounty ball that kicks off the bag. Tough break. And Edman's going to have to track that down on the warning track down the left field line. Perfectly placed bouncing ball. And Perdomo stands at second with a bad break double.
Yeah, those are frustrating. A ball that just beat into the ground. A slider coming down and into him. It just catches the corner of the bag and caroms off there into foul ground.
The bigger base might have saved Perdomo.
Game of inches, Chip.
And here's Moreno. Remember, he checked in for Herrera, who took a foul ball to the mask. And downstairs, ball 1. Diamondbacks do not have a hit today with a runner in scoring position. Let's keep it that way, shall we? Moreno's had a nice series. Scored twice and hit a 3-run homer here last night. And when we next see Arizona, pretty good chance we'll see Carson Kelly. He's out with a fractured forearm. Hope he gets well soon. He's a good young player.
Certainly is.
The 1-1 pitch is over but low. 2-1. Just joining us, had a special treat before the game. Whitey Herzog, Mike Shannon are at the ballpark. Fireworks started early for those two Cardinal legends. Redbirds got 3 in the first. Arizona tied at 3-3. And then the Cardinals went to work. They've outscored them 11-1 since. 4 big offensive innings. And still a shot for Tommy Edman to hit for the cycle. But we'll need a base runner in the 8th to guarantee him a shot to come up one more time. Line to the left field, a base hit. Sharply hit toward O'Neill. He's going to turn her loose. Throw to the plate is going to be an eyelash late. So Moreno with another RBI. O'Neill made a strong and accurate throw, but Perdomo just outran the baseball, and the Diamondbacks have their 5th run.
Well, you know, Perdomo can scoot a little bit. As you mentioned, good strong throw there by Tyler O'Neill to try to cut him down. The thought was initially, did he get the hand in? But he did. Kisner misses on the swipe there, and RBI single. In this game, no harm, no foul for Cabrera. Just go back and get this guy.
Josh Rojas. who backed away from a breaking ball. That buckled him. Rojas has had a tough day today. He's 0 for 4 with a couple of punch-outs. We were talking about asterisks early in the game. Give an asterisk to this run scored for Cabrera. The base hit by Perdomo was the ball that glanced off the bag.
Yeah, I think that these are times, great example of just reading a box score doesn't tell you the story.
Right. But that's how you come back. 3 pitches takes care of Rojas, who strikes out for the 3rd time. A run across for the Diamondbacks in the 8th. Cardinals need a base runner to get Tommy Edman up in his quest for the cycle. 14-5 is your score. Cardinals have out-hit him 13-11. Jordan Walker's had a hand in that. Brad, after a day off, good to see this kid have good at-bats. Not just good results, but good at-bats here in Game 3.
Yeah, to your point, we've seen him with a single up the middle on a curveball, a base hit the other way on a slider, and drew a walk.
Single to center, base hit to right, using the middle part of the field. And hitting .273 at the moment. Ruiz trying to mop up in the Cardinals' 8th. Redbirds need a base runner to bring Tommy Edman to the plate. Edman a single shy of the cycle.
Would love to see Tommy just get one more crack at it.
No Cardinal shortstop has ever hit for the cycle.
Really?
And only 28 times in big league history has a switch hitter done it. On the ground to third, Rojas throws on the run, and there's your first out. One of them among those switch hitters is a Cardinal. Willie McGee. Once hit for the cycle. And the last switch hitter to complete it, Eduardo Escobar of the Mets, who did it last year. Good day for Nolan Gorman. Good work if you can get it. 2 trips to the plate, a homer, and 4 RBIs. How about that? Your first hit with the bases loaded. How do you top that?
Well, I guess you do it again. Next time you get the opportunity, you just continue to add to it. But just love seeing this transformation from Gorman. Now he's one of the more selective hitters in the game. We've talked about the problems that he had last year with the elevated fastball. Couldn't lay off of it. He lays off it now. He fights it off. And by the way, he's crushing fastballs now, too.
Gorman now 18 RBIs in 66 plate appearances. That's pretty salty. OPS over 1,000. Didn't get that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good work by the bottom of the lineup card for the Cardinals. They have fed the top beautifully, and 14 runs the result. Swinging. Well, we're back in the booth here in St. Louis. We apologize. We lost power here at Busch Stadium for the last 10 minutes or so. Great work by our Bally Sports Midwest crew to get things powered up back in the truck. In the 8th inning, the Cardinals were retired in order, so Tommy Edman did not get a chance to come to the plate and try to complete the cycle. Jordan Hicks is trying to mop things up with Lourdes Gurriel in the batter's box. Cardinals lead 14-5 in the 9th. Hicks has looked good.
He's looked very good. Ended up striking out the first batter that he saw in this one. That was Ketel Marte.
Coming up, we have Cardinals Live. What a day for Tommy Edman as he looked to go for the cycle. Jimmy Edmonds will have more on Tommy's big day. Also, the Cardinals bats come alive in a big way to the tune of 14 runs against the Snakes. We'll have more on the Redbirds' big day at the plate. Plus, we'll get plenty of reaction from the Cardinal clubhouse. And we'll hear from manager Ali Marmol as well. Stay tuned. Cardinals Live is next on Bally Sports Midwest.
Six hits for the Cardinals. High fly ball hit toward left. Gurriel going back at the track, at the wall. It's gone.
Tommy Edman, have yourself a day. A single shy of the cycle. Tommy Edman and the Cardinals salvage the final game of the three-game set as they roll over the Diamondbacks today at Busch by a final of 14-5. Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome inside our Bally Sports Midwest studios here at Ballpark Village. It is Cardinals Live. The Cardinal Hall of Famer, Jimmy Edmonds, Scott Warman with you. That's the way to do it for the Redbirds. Carrying that momentum, made things close last night, Jimmy, as you know, but getting that offense rolling into today and a big win for the Birds.
Yeah, last night was a positive tick in the 9th inning, especially with Contreras having a big day, and I think it just rolled over. We were expecting to see some kind of offense eventually. Hope this is one of those things that, you know, it's been a long time coming, and you're starting to see everybody starting to kick in. What are the chances, though? You score 14 runs, 13 hits, no Goldie, Noah Arenado. They might as well not even play today. No hits, nothing for them. Right. So that's a pretty good outburst for everyone else on this team. That's what we're talking about, the length of this lineup. You know, sooner or later it's eventually going to go, and it started at the top of the lineup with Tommy Edman. He's our Mid-America Chevy Dealer Player of the Game. Jimmy got it going right from the first inning as he leads things off with the double, and things just kind of was that domino effect, if you will, from there on. Well, I love him as the leadoff hitter. I've talked to, it's funny because every time I talk to Ollie, I say the same thing to him, and he's like, well, we're going to work him back up there. But I love this guy because he can hit from both sides of the plate. He can run. He can steal bases. He's a smart player, and he can hit from power on the left side and the right side, mostly from the right side. But when he gets going, he's hitting the ball up the middle. I don't know if there's a better leadoff hitter on this team or in this division than him. And by the way, he plays Gold Glove infield wherever you put him. So what a great player to have on your team. He can hit anywhere in the lineup, and it is nice to see him get going today. Yeah, no Brendan Donovan to start the game today, so Tommy back at the top of the lineup, who's normally batting ninth, but leading things off. And some of the notes from Tommy's day: 5 RBIs today, which is a single game high for Tommy Edman. 12 Cardinal shortstop with at least 9 total bases in a single game. How about this? 15th Cardinal leadoff hitter with at least 5 RBIs in a single game. And you know this, Jimmy, being a Cardinal Hall of Famer, some of the all-time greats led things off for the Cardinals. You think of Lou Brock, I'm sure he did it several times. Vinnie Coleman as well. Some great players in Tommy Edman with some of those great names. Well, and also you don't see a lot of shortstops, right? You know, especially the size of Tommy. You think about David Eckstein, guys getting a chance to get 5 RBIs because of where they hit in the lineup, regardless if it's in the top of the order, the bottom of the order, or second or eighth. But I speak so highly of this kid ever since the day I saw him make those plays at the end of spring training. He's a great, great addition to this team, and I love the fact that he can play anywhere, and he plays anywhere. He's an A-plus player anywhere he plays. I think that's the other thing that kind of goes unnoticed, because now Brendan Donovan coming to the forefront, playing all these different positions, and we think back to when Tommy was first brought up. He actually solidified things from a defensive standpoint over at third base, if you recall, then got moved out to right field for a little bit, then second base, just kind of adding to your point that he can play any position and play at a very high level. Well, you want to get him in the lineup, and now you got other guys that you want to get in the lineup. Paul DeYoung is hurt. He was your shortstop. Now Tommy's over there right now. But I think that if you get a guy like Edman at the top and then Donovan second, I mean, you have 2 of the guys in this league that take a lot of pitches, foul off a lot of balls, and get on base, especially when Tommy's hot. I don't know if you can get any better 1-2 punch. Some great table setters, if you think about those 2 setting it up for guys like Goldschmidt, Arenado, as Jimmy mentioned, not doing much at least today. Wilson Contreras, who's very hot. We'll get to him in a moment. O'Neill, Walker, you keep going. And a guy by Nolan Gorman. Yeah, he's not so bad either, by the way. And where do you put him? Oh, yeah, he pinch hit today, and he was sitting at the bottom of the order. Grand slam for Nolan Gorman here, coming into the game, playing second base, part of our BOS Bank bold moves, and it's the first one in the career for Nolan Gorman. And for Nolan Gorman, you and I discussed this a couple of weeks ago when we were working with each other, is the fact that even I can tell that the swing just looks so much more different. He's even going the other way instead of pulling everything. Obviously pulling that pitch there, but we've seen him go over to left field a lot more already early. Yeah, his swing, he's so strong. He reminds me like a Burleson when you go out there and play, and there's such a short swing. He doesn't have to swing really hard to provide all that power. And going the other way, shortening up his stride, he's just going to get better and better. I mean, you can see that swing is super quick. And I mean, like you said, he pinch hit and gets 3 at-bats, and he's in the 8 hole and ends up with 4 RBIs. So, I mean, this lineup is just stacked. It's just whether they get going or not. All right, let's go across the street and hear from the Cards manager. It's brought to you by Helitech Waterproofing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, and I feel like we've talked about it every day and haven't been able to do what we did today, as far as just we like our approach, we like our swings, we like how we're handling the bat, and we haven't been able to cash in the amount of runs that we would like, but today that was not the case. That is what our offense is capable of doing on any given day.
Tom, just how impressive was what he hit from both sides of the plate today?
Yeah, took some really good at-bats, and to your point, from both sides, some big swings. Obviously, we know what he's capable of doing against left-handed pitching. There's a reason he leads off there. But to go from the left side and do what he did was also a big part of that game, so we need to build off of that.
How important is it for both Tommy and Dilly? We know what they are as right-handed hitters, but to continue finding their way against lefties?
Yeah, it's important because they're both good defenders, and you want to be able to get them in there regardless of handedness. And they're both going to take better swings, slow starts for Eddie from the left side, but this is a guy that high aptitude works at it, and our hope is he can build off of some of the swings he's been taking lately.
Well, because of some of the struggles, what Gorman's doing has been a little bit overshadowed. I mean, he's top 5 in 34 major categories in the league. Does that just show how good he's been? Yeah,
he's been very good, and more impressed with just his routine and overall demeanor, regardless of how the at-bat looks. There's certain at-bats that haven't gone his way, and you look in the dugout and you can't tell the difference. He's just even keel and taking it as it goes. But, yeah, he's having a very productive season up to this point.
How much this week did you see Wilson kind of establish himself as the player you guys?
Yeah, I think we're seeing more and more of the Wilson we're used to seeing on the other side, right? And this is a highly emotional player that feeds off of that. But there's a level of competition there that's real, and yeah, he got after it.
It's a challenge when you start with the bang on the knee. You're getting comfortable in a new place. I'd imagine that when you all look at his first couple weeks, first 10 days or whatever, you're like, all right, this is fine. This is coming. This is
yeah, good hitters hit, man. They just do. So it's just a matter of time before he's right back where he needs to be, and every day he's inching closer to that, and we're seeing a really good version of him over the last couple of days.
Well, Gardner said something to him after a big swing, but he didn't back down. But that's part of what you guys like about him, right? His fire.
Yeah, both those guys are extreme competitors. Bumgarner's had an unbelievable career because of how competitive he is. We've seen him quite a bit over the years when he was in San Fran. So, yeah, credit to both those guys. They compete hard, and that's what it's about out there. So, no issues with it.
Did you know what Madison was upset about? Was it the bat flip on the walk, or what was it?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah.
You said that Tommy was working through some things from the left side. Is that similar to spring training?
Correct.
Thing, like
very similar to. Very similar. A couple things a little different, but very similar to what we've discussed in the past with him from the left side.
The swing today is kind of exactly what you.
Yeah, where there's less drifting, not around the ball on the ground. It's more being able to stay through it through the middle in the air. So.
What did you think about Jake pitched, especially with the lead?
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of leaning in on that sinker slider mix, a high percentage strikes with both those pitches, mixed in the four seam. Not often one of them got hit hard, but other than that, gave us a chance there. It was important for him to get through that last inning in order for us to go through our pen the way we hoped for. Verhagen didn't want to be down 4 days with the off day tomorrow, so he got a touch today and looked good. And then building off what he did yesterday, Hicks with 2 more punch outs today, that was good to see.
Jordan broke out of kind of a mini slump. What did you see from him today?
Yeah, this is a guy that, I mean, he works extremely hard, and similar to Ty, like high aptitude, just really understands the changes that he needs to make in order to continue to adapt to the league. And we're going to see ups and downs, but this is a guy that'll come through on the better side of it.
We talked a little bit about breaking balls and his approach earlier before the game, and then he hits a curveball 104 miles an hour for a single. Is that kind of why you don't worry about it? The other guy that you just hit?
Yeah, I mean, we keep in mind how old he is and first time in the league, and there's going to be some adjustments. But we believe that he'll make those adjustments. He's good enough too, and we'll see some ups and downs, but we really do believe his skill set with his mentality is a good combination for being able to adapt to this league. Yeah.
As we continue on Cardinals Live, Redbirds with a big day offensively. We'll show you that when we come back on Bally Sports. Sports is brought to you by Central Bank. Hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit centralbank.net for your Cardinals checking and Cardinals credit cards. Redbirds winners today by a score of 14-5 over the Diamondbacks. We get to our Menards big money moment, and they got off and running in the bottom of the first inning. Jim Edmonds, Tommy Edman leading things off with the leadoff double in the bottom of first for St. Louis as he was on base 5 times. Then Dylan Carlson follows suit with back-to-back doubles.
And did I tell you I love him in the leadoff spot? But yes, that's great. Double and a double right there. And this is a nothing fastball right down the middle.
Cardinals in off and running on the double steal. That would add to the lead at 2-0. And then Wilson Contreras also with another big day.
Hot.
Doubles down the line. Nolan scores 3-0 Birds in the first inning. And as we mentioned, they did not stop. They put down on the gas pedal all afternoon as they win it by a score of 14-5. Remember on Friday, Contreras got that hit against Pittsburgh, and he stopped an 0 for 22.
Broken bat single, right? And he was super excited. You would have thought he just had won
the World Series again.
But, what 2 for 3 again today. You know what I love about what happened today was, you know, they've had trouble hitting with guys in scoring position. Getting a lot of hits, great on-base percentage, great batting average, but not scoring a lot of runs. Today you got first inning scored 3 runs, third inning scored 4 runs, 5th and 6th again 3 and 4 runs. So you're getting the hits then in big spots. Obviously the grand slam helps. I think that they said on the air that was their first hit with the bases loaded all year. So you know, just like I said, bouncing back, having struggles, and then coming back last night this close. And I guarantee you, because I've been there before, going into that locker room, they're saying to themselves, we could have won that game. We could have won that game. One pitch, one this, one that, one bad pitch on our side. We should have won that game, and so that builds the momentum, and you see what happened today.
Confidence is what they have, and it looks like Wilson Contreras has his confidence back at the plate. Let's get to the Cardinal clubhouse and hear from the Cardinals catcher.
I'm just trying to be on time. The games prior, the homestands, I was kind of late loading, and for the homestand, I was trying to be on time. Lift my front leg up a little earlier and just don't try to too much, just put the ball on play.
So what happened in the third with you and Madison?
I don't know. I think he did it. He didn't like the way I swung at the fastball. I never look at him, back at him, or anything like that. I think he didn't appreciate that. So I heard when I turned around, I knew he was saying something to me. So if he's getting mad about that, I mean, what can I say? I know he's part of the game. If he says something to me, I will say something back. It was like, for me, it's like my game right there. But thankfully, I got on his mind. He blew all in that inning.
With the offense, I mean, you had a big finish to last night's game. Obviously, huge offensive output today. Is this closer to what you think the offense can be here with the power up and down the lineup?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the best we've been so far. Like I said last night, we keep making adjustments day in, day out. And today we showed up really early with a lot of energy, with wanting to win a game, and we did it today.
How much of a relief is this for you personally? You know, kind of a slow start to get back to hitting the way you have your career.
I mean, it's just part of the game. You don't know what baseball's gonna bring in New Year. I think sometimes you gotta give time and take time, and it's just a matter of time. I didn't put pressure on myself because I wasn't going in good. I just have to keep making the little adjustments, be aware of the little details, and keep having the right mindset day in and day out.
Back-to-back really good outings by Hicks. He can be an important piece for this team. What did you see from him last night and tonight?
I think that's who he is. He's a really great pitcher whenever he found his rhythm. The last 2 days he's pitching, he found his rhythm, and he's been flawless. So if he keeps that consistency, he'll be a huge part for us.
At spring training, you talk so much about
2 hits for Contreras today. Also 2 hits for the rookie, Jordan Walker. And I think the kid needed this. He was 1 for 6 his last 16 heading into today's game.
Well, yeah, when things start to get going on you during the course of the season, it gets a little quick, and so you start to swing at some bad pitches, and then all of a sudden you're in a slump. He did a nice job today of getting pitches to hit. I think what's more impressive, or as impressive as the whole thing, the young legs, he scored 3 runs today. So get on base, he stole a base. He had a great jump. I think he stole on a pickoff play. And then, you know, use those legs, young legs, man. You got to run the bases properly and score runs. That's huge in this game to be a good base runner, and he did that today.
Remember, he was really hot to start spring training, cooled off a little bit, but never got overwhelmed by the whole situation. He's only 20 years old. You and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. So mature for his age.
Well, I think, too, Ollie has to recognize that he is 20 years old, right? And he's going to struggle. He's going to get pitched tough. Sure. And as soon as he starts getting pitched backwards and left and right and up and down, he's going to struggle at times. You need to sit him down, slow the game down for him, talk to him, give him a day, and let him regroup, get some, you know, get his legs back underneath him and let him go back out there and do it. So that's as much to me as a key to getting a good young player to play well as it is just running a kid out there with talent, because at times 20 years old is going to catch up to you, sure, especially with veteran pitchers.
All right, folks, as we continue on Cardinals Live, we showed you the offense. How about some pitching today? Jake Woodford getting a start. More on him and the Redbird Relief Corps when we come back on Valley Sports Midwest. Sports is brought to you by Cardinal Glennon. Pledge for patients at homersforhealth.org to support Cardinal Glennon Kids. Redbirds winners this afternoon at Busch by a final of 14-5. Diamondbacks 5-11-1. They lead 9 on base. Cardinals 14-13-1, leaving 7 runners on. Tommy Edman with a big day, 3 for 4. A single shy of the cycle. Wilson Contreras on base 4 different times. And Jake Woodford going 5 innings and giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, and having a walk and a strikeout. As Jimmy, he picks up his first win of the game. It's part of our first mid-bank save of the game, as Jake Woodford giving the Redbirds 5 innings. They want to try to get that length, and he's starting to build himself up here.
Well, we had a full screen the other day that said, hey, this guy's got 5 innings. This guy went 5.1, blah, 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 blah. He's got to get these guys 6 and 7. He did a pretty good job here today. I think that he had the ball on the ground a lot, which was important. 9 ground ball outs to 2 fly ball outs. And things like that are going to help him. Only 82 pitches, so I think he's got more in the tank. Maybe another inning, just depends on where Ollie wanted him in and out. But I think after you talk about Jake Woodford, I think that you have to talk about the bullpen.
We will talk about the bullpen here momentarily.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, 9 ground outs, which is huge. When the wind was blowing out today, it even affected Busch Stadium. But Jake Woodford picking up his first win of the season.
Sirens were going off. I don't know what was going on.
Let's get over the Cardinal clubhouse and hear from the Cardinal right-hander.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a lot to improve on. Definitely got to get better. Just kind of got burned by the long ball today. Other than that, I thought I made a lot of really good pitches. So just continuing to work, especially when I'm in, in advantage counts. I felt like I got ahead really well today. So just got to keep putting guys away and not give in.
Has there been anything that you've noticed, stuff-wise, usage-wise, whatever, that contributes to some of the weird homer stuff? Like, that's so far out of the norm for you. I don't wonder if it's just like...
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I've been good at in the past, and I definitely need to get back there. Today it was just, being ahead in the count and not executing. So something to work on, definitely.
Is there something to pitching in a game like this where the offense really takes off the way you want to? Does it make the ball roll down the hill maybe a little bit for the starter?
Yeah, I mean, your goal doesn't change. Just go out there and attack and stick to the game plan and, try not to treat it any differently. Just get the offense back in there. They were great today. Put us out in front from the get-go, and they kept us out in front, so that was huge.
So Jake Woodford gets his first win of the season going 5 innings. The Cardinals bullpen, meanwhile, Jimmy, going 4 innings and only giving up 1 run here today.
Yeah, I mean, Jake got the win. He pitched pretty well. Not exactly what you're looking for as a starting pitcher, but the wins and being successful. The bullpen comes out, 4 guys each get an inning. They only give up 1 run. They only give up 4 hits, and they get 9 strikeouts, Scotty. 9 strikeouts coming out of that bullpen. And this guy right here,
he's impressive.
Continues to impress with 3 strikeouts of his own. He ended up giving up 2 hits, but he ended up getting every out via the strikeout, and then everybody else chipping in with 2 strikeouts each. I'll tell you what, when you got weapons like this coming out of the bullpen, you can bring these guys in the middle of traffic. You can bring them in to start an inning, and if they walk a guy, you can have some confidence that they're going to be able to battle through it. And I don't know what it is, man. Those lefties especially, they got some stuff going for you right now. And then Verhagen, and then Hicks comes back normal. Wow.
Yep, Hicks looked good again for the second successive appearance in as many days for the Cardinals. Speaking of pitching, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and I think the good news is, too, is we have a day off tomorrow. And every one of those guys stayed under 20 pitches except for Thompson only had 24. So all those guys probably could go another day except for Hicks, but now he's got a day off. So they're going to be locked and loaded when they get to Seattle.
Yeah, they definitely need the rest. Speaking of pitching, Jimmy, down on Interstate 44 in Springfield, AA Cardinals, Bueno on the bump today in his first rehab start. Look at the crowd at Hammons Field as Adam Wainwright facing Midland today, and there you see his line: 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts as he got right close to that 60 pitch mark that he wanted to get to today.
You know, I think he threw like 50 or 55 the other day, and this is a different situation, less control that he had in the simulated at the stadium, and I think this is great. I mean, he gave up 2 earned runs, I think, on a home run maybe, or 2 home runs, I'm not sure, but just action. You know, when you have injury to your lower body, just getting in action is what you need. You know, the elbow, obviously, you can long toss and do all that stuff, shoulder, whatever. But when your legs start to get beat up, you know, covering first, getting all in with your pitches, getting out on your front foot, doing whatever you got to do to move around. When that starts to heal, the arm will come back quick. But it's just good to see him pitching again.
Certainly is. That ball does sail out at Hammons Field as he does give up the home run. Looks like he'll have one more rehab start and then be back with the Birds hopefully very soon. All right, well, the Cardinals heading out on the road, and when we come back on Cardinals Live, we'll preview the series up in the Great Northwest. Big win for St. Louis today, 14-5 over the Snakes.
Speaking about heading out.
Against the Diamondbacks in the finale of the homestand, 14-5, the final from downtown St. Louis. Well, it is a long West Coast trip for the Cardinals. It starts up north and continually goes south. North, we mean the Northwest. The Seattle Mariners is the first stop for the Redbirds. First of 3 coming up on Friday. We'll have it here on Bally Sports Midwest as our coverage will get underway at 8:30. Seattle right now 8-10. They got our old buddy Colton Wong, and Steven Matz will get the start in Game 1 for the Redbirds.
Yeah, it'd be a good spot for Matz too. The ball doesn't really fly there. He can get inside, big ballpark. It'll be interesting to see if he can fix some of his issues he's had. But he's been pitching well time to time. I can't wait to see this ball club really just put it together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it looks like they're putting their offense together right now.
Don't sleep on this team yet. Don't sleep
very early
on this team. It is very early, everybody.
All right, as we continue on Cardinals Live, we'll wrap things up. Tommy Edman with a huge day today. He and the Redbirds roll over the Diamondbacks at Busch.
This BMW XM is a
Oh, look at that man. Mike Shannon showed up, and everyone is so afraid of him. They broke out the offensive whipping sticks today, and the team is about to turn it around, I'm going to predict.
It looks like it from an offensive standpoint.
Great job, by the way, calling the ninth, Scotty.
Thank you, Jimmy. Woo! Redbirds win at 14-5. Back at it on Friday against Seattle. We'll start our coverage at 8:30. See you then.